It's Friday, May the 1st. Today, an unanimous vote reaction as Council votes to boot Russ Wyatt from city boards and committees, and what this means for the Transcona councillor going forward. Also today, a new unit within the Winnipeg Police Service. What role the new Rapid Response Unit will play as it aims to take some pressure off the frontline force. And marking a milestone, coin collectors celebrate a special anniversary for the Royal Canadian Mint. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Friday. It is the 1st of May. We are in a totally different month, which is kind of nice because the last month wasn't so great.
The last couple.
Yeah, the weather was not great. But we have Ainsley hanging out at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. It's that time of year when the babies start showing up. And so she's going to take us around, show us some of the new babies that are there, but also tell us about an important fundraiser that's coming up to support the work that they do there and to help those babies too. But first, let's talk about that weather. We're in the weekend. It's supposed to be nice.
It's what we've been waiting for. I did notice when I first checked the weather this morning, I was like, that's not as warm as we were anticipating it being, but I think it's actually going to be pretty decent throughout the weekend. So here we go. Look at the glow out there this morning. The sun is rising in 5 minutes time. Well, 4 minutes time because I'm talking. So at 6:05, sun will be up and it's already got a gorgeous glow to it. Now it is cool, -4, 2 degrees, no, pardon me, 3 degrees now would be a seasonal low temperature. We've got a 5K wind out of the south-southwest, the pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 84%, and these clear conditions made for some beautiful moon gazing. Did you see that? That stunning full moon out last night and again this morning. Well, some places maybe didn't have it in full view, and that's because of the extra clouds hanging through the southwestern part of the province, along with a little bit of lingering precipitation. And then there's the clouds too throughout parts of northern Manitoba, which might bring more precipitation later on today. So you can see up in the far northwest, the showers for the most part, because it will be fairly mild, or the very, very northern border could be seeing some flurries. Overnight might be changing up to flurries again as this system starts to push a little more through central Manitoba overnight. So some early morning showers, depending what time you're up. We could be seeing just some extra clouds passing through, but it will just be passing through, then the sunshine back again, and the really nice temperatures that we're expecting to last throughout the weekend before things cool down into the start of next week. So 16 degrees is a normal daytime high. Almost there today, should be reaching that for the weekend. And then yes, we drop off for a little bit, but look, it's not all bad news. By the end or toward the end of the week, we should be seeing those temperatures rebounding.
Thank you, Terry. Facing criminal charges, Winnipeg City Councillor Russ Wyatt has been kicked off 7 committees and boards. City Council voted unanimously on the ousting. This comes after Wyatt was arrested and charged in March for sexual assault. CTV's Jeff Keel reports.
The vote, Madam Speaker, yeas 14, nays 0.
Okay. Thank you. The item carries.
And with that unanimous vote, City Council booted Transcona Councillor Russ Wyatt from 7 committees and boards while he deals with criminal charges.
For it to actually get to this, it becomes a very serious incident.
Wyatt changed his mind and decided not to participate in the vote, saying this is a matter before the courts, calling the council vote political.
I believe in the rule of law. I believe this is a partisan political attack, and this council chamber is better than that.
In March, Wyatt was arrested and charged with drugging and sexually assaulting a man. Wyatt says he is innocent. He is also presumed innocent. Still, the mayor and others urged him to step away from his council duties while he dealt with the charges. He ignored those calls, so the mayor brought a motion to remove him from initially 5, now 7 committees and boards.
Most businesses, companies, even in the city of Winnipeg with the public service, if a member an employee is facing similar criminal charges, they're put on administrative leave.
Members of the public sit on some of those boards and committees.
We have to make sure that we are also making sure that our public service and our staff and residents that are on our committees are feeling safe.
Wyatt rejected that rationale, comparing the committees and boards to public sidewalks.
So maybe they should ban me from walking on sidewalks.
But Wyatt says council has done him a favor.
It frees my time up to be able to do a lot of stuff in my ward. Knock on doors, talk to folks. We got the High Neighbor Festival coming up the first weekend of June. Excited about that. I'm always in the parade. And pancake breakfast, everything else.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Council has no authority to remove Wyatt from council and the community committee he sits on, so he is still free to attend those meetings. The allegations against Wyatt have not been proven in court. Wyatt tells CTV News he does not plan to appeal the decision. More homes were built in the city of Winnipeg last year than in previous years. A report before the Property and Development Committee shows the city issued 6,291 construction permits for new homes in 2025. That's just under 1,000 more than the annual average over the 5 previous years. The city also surpassed the downtown target of 350 new homes with just over 1,000 built. And it exceeded its residential infill goal thanks to high rates of multifamily development. Part 2 of the report, focusing on land available for new homes and businesses, is expected later this year. A major oil pipeline proposal is back in motion after a decision in Washington.
Slightly different than the last administration. They wouldn't sign a pipeline deal, and we have pipelines going up. And by the way, they're way underground. They're not a problem. Nobody even knows they're there.
U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a permit for the Bridger pipeline expansion, which is a scaled-down version of the Keystone XL pipeline project. It would transport Canadian oil across the border at Montana down to Wyoming. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is applauding the move, saying the project would carry more than 500,000 barrels of the province's oil per day into the American market. She says it comes after years of advocacy from her government. The pipeline could increase Canada's crude exports to the U.S. by more than 12% if it goes ahead, but developers still need environmental approval before any construction can begin. Various children's products have been recalled due to choking and flammability hazards, according to Health Canada. 3 are for children's clothing items that may pose a burn risk to children. That includes Nebulous Star brand children's dressing gowns and ponchos in various models. There were also recalls for a red robe and pink nightgown from the brand Sudimini. The government agency says loose-fitting kids' sleepwear can come into contact with ignition sources such as stoves or candles. As of last week, there had been no reports of incidents or injuries. There are 2 recalls for children's toys due to choking and injury hazards. That includes all Stephen Baby branded Boo Bunny and Friends children's toys. The toys have a small, removable, water-filled plastic cube that can be chilled for comfort. But the notice says that cube may break, posing injuries or choking hazards. Also recalled is the children's stuffed animal from Build-A-Bear Workshop, Heartwarming Hugs Bear 2. It has a zipper on the side, and Health Canada says the slider may detach at the neck seam, creating a small parts hazard. You can stock up on some compost for your garden and maybe pick up some new items for your home next month. And best of all, it's free. The annual spring curbside giveaway returns May 9th and 10th. That's next weekend. If you have any reusable items in need of a new home, you're encouraged to leave them on the curb with a free sticker or sign for someone else to pick up. As always, do not leave out anything infested with bed bugs, anything that may be unsafe, or toilets that use 13 liters or more per flush. All items should be cleared away by dusk on Sunday. And the city's annual compost giveaway is scheduled for May 8th, 9th, and 10th between 9 and 5. You can find it at 3 locations: the Summit Road landfill site, Kilcona Dog Park, and next to the Brady Road 4R depot. There is a limit of 100 liters per vehicle, and you'll need to bring your own containers, shovels, and gloves. It's all made from the yard waste collected by the city last year. The city's yard waste collection program begins next week for homes in Area A, and the following week for Area B. Yard waste is collected every 2 weeks on the same day as your garbage and recycling. You can also drop it off for free at any of the city's 4R depots. You can find your collection day by visiting the city's website or calling 311. Here's a sure sign spring is in the air. A couple of young black bears at the Oregon Zoo is welcoming the season by making a splash. Timber and Thorn were spotted splashing and sparring in a 300-gallon tub. It's the first swim of the season for the pair, who wasted no time diving right back in. The bears were rescued by wildlife officials in Alaska in 2023. The orphan cubs were deemed too young to survive on their own, but as you can see, they're doing just fine now, especially after freshening up. Here's a look at McPhillip Street and how the Friday day morning drive is shaping up so far. It looks good. If you see any issues out there, please let us know by sending us a text. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. These are the segments that we say it's spring. And the reason for that is because all of those spring babies are coming to Wildlife Haven. 700 to 800 new ones in the last couple of weeks. Now they're doing a baby shower. About 100 items that you can purchase and bring into the center on Saturday between 12 and 4. Now, you have a couple weeks left to do it just online, too, so don't worry about that if you have some ideas. And lots of different things to keep those animals alive, like really with their survival. We're going to be meeting, speaking of, a baby otter, just a couple weeks old. I went down a rabbit hole of fluffy otters, and they are sure darn cute. If you want to support it, we'll tell you how. Stay with us.
Thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. Beautiful full moon this morning. Clear sky today.
Yes, and it's going to last through the day, so that beautiful bright moon will just transition into a beautiful sunny day, staying pretty clear all throughout. But that's not happening everywhere throughout the province today. Southeastern Manitoba certainly will benefit from those clear conditions, while other places could be seeing a bit of precipitation today. Right now in Winnipeg, it is clear. The sun is up, rose a few minutes ago at 6:05. It's -4 though, so it is quite cool and well below seasonal. 3 degrees would be a normal low, and we're considerably cooler than that with a bit of a breeze, but only a bit of one, an 8K wind out of the west-southwest. The pressure rising, humidity sitting at 84%, and yes, it is looking beautiful, bright blue. I can't quite see the sun. It's only just started to rise. I can see the glow of it, but it'll take another few minutes before it's rising over some of the buildings in the downtown area. But I am excited to be seeing more of that today, so get the sunglasses out. Now, where is that precipitation? Early this morning in the southwestern part of the province as it was pushing through last night. That will eventually taper off, clearing out, but another round that could begin in the northwestern part of the province, which again in a similar pattern will track further into the south, into more of central Manitoba into the evening overnight. We're going to stay quite clear today, still more sunshine tomorrow, but the best news of all is the warm-up that's going to come along with that sun. Taking a break right now, we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful. Our new Hunter Douglas showroom is at 900 Lorimer.
Good morning. The Winnipeg Police Service is rolling out a new rapid response unit, and it's aimed at relieving pressure on frontline officers while improving response times throughout the city. The unit will be in charge of policing special events such as parades, protests, rallies, and other large public gatherings. And during periods of high demand, they will be able to help with calls for service. More generally, we're told they will focus on suppressing crime and will be conducting proactive enforcement, supporting general patrol, and addressing neighborhood safety concerns. Winnipeg Police Chief Gene Bowers says creating the new team will help some units from being overextended.
When we had major events, protests, other types of large gatherings, we had a pull from different resources within the service. And a lot of that work that was being done, and a lot of times it was our community support members or our guns and gangs members, and it took away from the concentration of what they were to do. So it really wasn't an efficient use of resources. So with some realignment within the service, we're able to set up this unit with an actual mandate for those types of events, and then also for calls for service.
The unit will operate 7 days a week and will be made up of 2 sergeants, 4 patrol sergeants, and 26 constables, which police brass say will come from the existing contingent. The unit will be making its first public appearance this weekend at the annual Winnipeg Police Services Half Marathon. They'll be there directing traffic and overseeing site security. Stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran are raising doubts over the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, and that has caused oil prices to spike, hitting the highest level in 4 years. According to online price monitor Gas Buddy, the average price for regular fuel rose 4.4 cents per liter early Thursday in Winnipeg and 5.3 cents for Manitoba overall. The average price here in the city was sitting at $1.87.7. That's the highest it's been since the fall of 2022. Is there a way to ease the pain at the pump at this difficult time? Well, CTV's John Benevali-Rao looks into that for us.
Go check your tire pressure. Teresa DeFelice with the CAA showed us one of the easiest things drivers looking to save on gas should do right now. Check the tire pressures on their vehicle and make sure they're at the recommended level. which is listed on a sticker you can find inside the driver's side door jamb.
Underinflated tires can reduce your fuel efficiency by 4%.
If a tire is underinflated, it has a higher rolling resistance, and the tire has to work harder to get down the road. A survey last year found only about a quarter of Canadian motorists check their tire pressure monthly. Another thing you can do, look in the trunk to see if there's anything you don't need and remove it. An extra 45 kilograms or 100 pounds in a vehicle can increase fuel consumption up to 1%.
If you were carrying around a bag of salt or sand to weigh down your car in the snow, it's time to take it out and help your fuel efficiency.
If you've got roof racks or bikes hanging off the rear, remove them when not in use because they can, of course, impact the vehicle's aerodynamics.
It causes a drag on your car, and your car has to work harder, which means it's using more fuel.
And experts say try to drive evenly and avoid hard acceleration and sudden braking whenever possible, with aggressive driving shown to lower gas mileage 15 to 30% at highway speeds. Consider using cruise control on the highway to make things steady.
It's nice to have slow acceleration, gradual speed increase.
According to Consumer Reports, another tip, skip the premium gas unless a higher octane is required for your vehicle. And checking gas prices online using apps and websites can help find cheaper prices in your area.
That's because experts say prices can vary as much as 10 cents between stations, so it can pay to check. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Marking a milestone, the Royal Canadian Mint's Winnipeg facility has been in circulation now for half a century.
There were discussions about picking a site in Ottawa, but at the end of the day, the logistics of Winnipeg made more sense for the entire nation.
The reflective glass pyramid in Southdale opened 50 years ago on April 30th. It provided a modern, high-speed and high-capacity circulation coin manufacturing facility to meet rising circulation coin demand, and it continues to evolve. The Mint is minimizing its environmental impact through the use of a geo-exchange system to heat and cool the facility and the redistribution of existing coinage.
We keep new production down to a sort of minimum to sort of minimize our environmental footprint. So that's worked very well. But that leaves a lot of capacity to make coins for other customers.
And to date, more than 80 countries have used the Winnipeg operation for its coinage solutions. To mark the milestone, the Mint has issued a collector's edition coin set featuring a W Mint mark. It's also hosting an open house celebration tomorrow, August 29th, or on Saturday, August 29th. Some road closures to remind you about this morning on Hargrave Street. The northbound median lane will be closed between St. Mary Avenue and Graham. The southbound median lane on Carlton Street will be closed from Portage to Graham, and one northbound lane on Sherbrooke Street will be closed from Portage to Ellis for sewer work. If you have any other traffic tips, please send us a text.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. No appointment needed.
Ooh, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? As we're looking now through the CTV Live Eye, brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. A gorgeous, clear start to your morning. I've been talking about that full moon that was on display, at least when I was on my way into work this morning. It was still looking gorgeous and bright. And now the sunshine to take the place of where the moon was, but clear conditions pretty much expected throughout the day. Not for everyone, though. That's more of a southeastern part of the province. Other places will be seeing some sunshine. We'll talk about that. But what we're also seeing is these very, I was going to say cold, cool temperatures. I mean, it's well below seasonal, 3 degrees a normal low, and everybody is several degrees now below the freezing mark this morning. As cool as -5 in Portage and in Fisher Branch. Here in Winnipeg, -4 is where we begin. Now, where there are a few extra clouds, maybe not quite as bad for some, like -1 right along this western border up into northern Manitoba, and again, mid to high minus single digits. There will be some breaks in those clouds, and things are looking a lot clearer, like I said, along the eastern border. The breaks in the clouds along the western border. You'll still enjoy moments of sunshine today, although for the time being, you've got the heavier clouds and still some lingering precipitation here in this very southwestern part of Manitoba. Now, as the day goes on, we'll keep enjoying that sunshine here in Winnipeg with the temperature on the rise today. Not quite to seasonal values, but certainly warmer than it's been. So we'll take it 3 degrees as kids get into the classroom, 8 through the lunch hour. By the time they're coming home again, we could reach 13 degrees with 14 our expected high today. today, and 16 being a normal daytime high. So we're not going to quite get there today, but we should throughout the course of the weekend, with a fair bit of sunshine Saturday, a few extra clouds building up by Sunday afternoon, maybe even some precipitation overnight Sunday into Monday, and that's when the cooler temperatures will settle in into the start of next week. Yesterday we showed you a little beaver out for a swim. I doubt this is the same one, but how cute is this? Having a little sip from the pond, or puddle, I guess, out in Split Lake. Thanks to Elvis for the photo, and keep them coming to Winnipeg weather at CTV.ca. We're taking a break. We'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
A young Ontario boy who lost his ability to walk 3 years ago is getting back on his feet, all thanks to a made-in-Canada robotic solution. CTV's Alexandra Hollick looks at his amazing progress and the final hurdle.
Good job, Mateo.
7-year-old Mateo Vandermeer is putting his best foot forward, thanks to a helping hand from a robot.
With the Trexo, we saw him take his first steps again.
The exoskeleton was created by Trexo Robotics, a Mississauga-based company started by a pair of University of Waterloo graduates. The device helps children with mobility impairments build strength, one step at a time.
Every time that he walks is one step forward for him, hopefully being able to take some steps on his own.
Mateo was born with a severe heart condition. Growing up, he required frequent checkups, which at times could be invasive. At just 4 years old, Mateo suffered a medical complication, losing movement in his arms and legs.
It was a really tough moment for us as a family, but we persevered, and since then, Mateo has continued to defy expectations.
So let's go a little bit easier.
To keep Mateo moving forward, his family hopes to purchase his own custom Trexo, but the high tech comes with a hefty price tag. So they started a GoFundMe to raise $45,000.
We're only $7K away from our goal of $45K to have Mateo have his own Trexo home here and be able to practice every day.
Higher, higher. Mateo's parents say they're grateful for the support they've received so far and the community they've found over the last few years.
It truly does take a village. It would be impossible if we were just on our own. I wouldn't even want to think about what that would look like.
And they hope that by sharing Mateo's story, they'll be able to educate others while making big strides in Mateo's road to regaining mobility.
You will know that it's going towards a little boy that is joyful and beautiful and deserves the opportunity to walk again.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Guelph.
The Labubu Forest Zone has been upgraded and is now open for business. And if you're wondering what a Labubu Forest Zone is, it's one of the most popular attractions at the Popland theme park in Beijing. The newly upgraded area reopened after a year-long renovation. It now offers new amusement park rides as well as performances from life-size versions of the popular furry monster toys. And there's more good news for fans. A Labubu film is in the works from Sony Pictures. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Manitoba Blue Cross. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is rent. Head to the contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter rent with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, your local trusted health benefits provider. Good luck.
-4 to kick off your Friday morning. I know that's cool and well below seasonal, but we're actually in for more impressive temperatures and conditions than anything we've experienced so far this week. The winds right now are light. They're out of the west-southwest, 8 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 84%. I am pretty excited about today because it will be better than anything we've experienced so far this week. And while the gorgeous weather may not last, it is perfectly timed out that we will have it to enjoy throughout this weekend. Now, some folks waking up up to a little bit more activity. The heavier clouds, a little bit of scattered precipitation in the southwest, and along this western border, you could be seeing more of that developing later on today. But here in the southeastern side of things, and right up into the northeast, in fact, conditions are fairly clear and will stay that way today with plenty of sunshine to enjoy. Like I said, warmer temperatures than what we've had, at least. 16 degrees is normal for this time of year, so we're still not quite going to make it to what is seasonal, but we will spend the day with a fairly light wind out of the west. No, that's an S. That's out of the south at 10 kilometers per hour. Those light winds still overall throughout the overnight hours, increasing ever so slightly as we drop down to a more seasonal 3 degrees. Tomorrow on the rise again up to 17 degrees, little mix of sun and cloud and pleasant breeze. Nothing too strong overall, so that'll make a great day if you're trying to get out golfing, as some of our crew is. Right into Sunday, the warmer weather lasts, but it won't continue into next week. We're going to see those temperatures dropping off for a few days with some heavier clouds moving in. Not for long, though. We will see the mercury rebounding toward the end of the week.
Winnipeg City Council has voted in favor of a rate freeze for next year's water and sewer rates. That means the 2027 sewer rate will remain at $4.53 per cubic meter and $2.17 per cubic meter for water. This is because of a $67 million surplus due to more accurate meter readings and a spike in water consumption last year. But that rate freeze is still contingent on the city getting funding from the other levels of government for the last of the North Sewage Plant upgrades. Mayor Scott Gillingham says those talks are still ongoing.
Waiting on confirmation of the funding from the federal and provincial government. We are, I know you're all getting probably weary of me saying we're getting close. We are getting close. The discussions are going very well, but there's a practical reality to how $500 million from the province of Manitoba can be cash flowed in the years required. Those matters have to be worked out.
Meantime, a plan for a managed homeless encampment was voted down by City Council. The proposal, which has been discussed since December of last year, would have been in place between April and August and include washroom space, garbage collection, and connection to support services. A location had never been decided. The mayor says he was opposed because a lot of those services would require the province's participation, which he was not confident would happen, since the province is instead focused on funding its own homelessness strategy. The Balsam Bay Cemetery has been in operation for more than 130 years. Generations of families are buried there, but its long-term future is in doubt. As CTV's John Hendricks shows you now, it's all due to its location.
Just a few years after Canada officially became a country, Nancy Thomas became the first person to find her eternal resting place at the Balsam Bay Cemetery.
Lots of history, lots of loved ones in here,
including much of Shane Thomas's family.
This is my great-grandfather, and also my grandfather and my father is all in the cemetery here.
But despite its long history, the cemetery's future is being threatened. The Balsam Bay Cemetery is located next to Lake Winnipeg, and while the area offers a beautiful view for mourners, it's also creating a very real danger to the cemetery. The plots closest to the lake are getting closer to the lake every year thanks to riverbank erosion.
I guess the bank just keeps going away, and eventually our loved ones will start going over the bank towards the lake.
The RM of St. Clements, which took over ownership of the land in 2011, has been monitoring the situation for a few years now.
We did take an engineer with us, and our public works manager did do a review of the area and the site, and determined that it wasn't at immediate risk.
However, this also means the problem doesn't qualify for provincial disaster financial assistance. And the cemetery, which operates purely on donations, doesn't have the kind of money it would take to fix it.
I figure around $100,000 would definitely, I thought would fix it. But apparently some government bodies and that are saying that that's way too low.
The board is hoping money can be raised to not only save plots today, but ensure families in the area can continue to use it long into the future. John Hendricks, CTV News, near Balsam Bay.
This week's Spring Economic Update says Ottawa's plan to privatize airports is still on the table. Ottawa owns 41 airports. 23 of the biggest are leased to third-party airport authorities. Will selling airports help or hurt travelers? Opinion is split.
very suspicious, because one group of people who are sure to gain from it are those who may be buying the airport.
If we can have a structure that keeps our world-class safety and security, keeps a high quality and affordability for passengers, and we drive our economies, if we can do that in a better structure, let's do it.
For now, Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon says the government is in early stages of talks about this plan. There's some concern in Albany about the future of their famous dog statue.
Just seeing this little dog is like, it just makes your day.
Nipper is a 9-meter-tall white dog. He's been on top of a warehouse in the city for nearly 70 years, recreating the famous image of a terrier listening to a phonograph. You may know that image was famously used by RCA. Now the warehouse sits unused and is becoming worn down. The city seems to be on top of the issue, though, working on making an historic designation for the statue and looking at improving the building, since moving such a large statue may not be practical. Here's a look at what's happening now at Main and Broadway. So far, it looks like things are moving quite well this Friday morning. If you see any issues out there, please send us a text to let us know. And here's a look at your gas prices. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.87. It's another increase from yesterday. And the lowest price in the city is $1.79, found at Esso on Beaver Hill Boulevard. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
A country music festival is coming to the city, and we have a contest for you.
Put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running.
Country Thunder 2026 will be here in Winnipeg on Friday, July the 3rd. Kane Brown will help kickstart the summer at Princess Auto Stadium. And Your Morning Winnipeg has 4 VIP tickets to give away this week. The global superstar will be joined on stage by Bailey Zimmerman, Co Wetzel, and Robin Ottolini. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword stadium. Good luck. Coming up, Ainsley is live at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. They're getting ready for their wild baby shower. Stay with us for more.
Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
I was saying earlier the sun was up, but it had not yet risen above the buildings of the downtown area. Well, it certainly has now. Feeling the warmth of it, even though it's cooler today than it's been over the past couple of days, it actually feels so much better just standing here in that sunshine. -4 is where we're sitting right now with an 8K wind out of the west-southwest. Pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 84%. Blue sky above. I cannot see a single cloud out here this morning. On my way into work, it was just stargazing and moon gazing. No clouds at all. And along the eastern border, it really is quite clear. We do, however, have a few extra clouds along the western border with some precipitation lingering through southwestern Manitoba and northwestern Manitoba, who will likely again see more precipitation. I say again because some rolled through into yesterday afternoon and into the evening time, and another round could be making an appearance in the northwestern part of the province today. For us here in the south, east anyway, nothing but sunshine through today, and even tomorrow is still looking good with the temperatures on the rise through the weekend. Let's head on over and see where Ainsley's at and what's going on. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Terry. I'm at the best baby shower ever, and not because my sister's was exceptionally stressful to plan. This one is in support of Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. Saturday, you can come on into the baby shower yourself. Amy Wilkie is joining us now, and there's already some items started. So how does it all work?
Yeah, so we're in the middle of gearing up for our baby shower, which is tomorrow, so Saturday, May 2nd from 12 to 4. So we've already received a ton of gifts from the public. We have an online registry, so exactly like a regular baby shower. You can go to our website, just wildlifehaven.ca, and it'll take you right to our registry. You can purchase items from there, get them shipped directly to us, like all these items here, or tomorrow you can actually bring them to our baby shower. And all of these items are in support of the incoming animals that we're going to get in our wildlife hospital, because in the next coming weeks to months, we're expecting to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new patients, and most of them are going to be baby animals. So it's a lot of items that we need to help care for those animals and get them back to the wild.
And when it comes to the items, behind the scenes, we don't really know what they would need, or maybe we do, but what are some of the little things that people at home might go, oh, I should get that?
Yeah, so there's a wide variety of items that you can purchase. So we have a cat tree here, we have incubators, we even have brooms, we have some enclosures for mammals. We even have things like syringes, tubes, nipples for when we're feeding the baby animals. And then there's some items for our ambassadors as well. So things for outfitting their enclosures like artificial plants or even pools for them. So there's a wide variety of items that are needed here.
Mm-hmm. And X's and O's, just give us, website dates, times, because you can do it online too.
Yeah, exactly. So if you head to our website, which is just wildlifehaven.ca, it'll take you right to our registry. And we're going to have the registry open for the next couple of weeks, so no need to panic if you haven't got your gift yet. You can also just show up tomorrow from 12 to 4, and if you don't have an item, you can support us in other ways. So you can give a monetary donation, you can buy some of our merch. There's tons of ways to support us.
Thank you so much. And unlike other baby showers, none of those weird games, okay? Back to you.
Here's a look at the early markets. The Dow Jones is 138 points higher. The Nasdaq is 30 points down. The S&P index is flat. The Canadian dollar is set to 73.65 cents U.S. Overseas, the Hang Seng lost 335 points, and the Nikkei added 228 points. Good morning. It is 6:46. The province is challenging 4 property contracts held by Sobeys, claiming clauses within them are squeezing out competition and forcing prices to rise.
Passed a law in 2025 to force these companies to register these property controls with us.
The Premier says most ended up dropping their controls with the exception of Sobeys. That's why the province is bringing 4 cases against Sobeys to the Municipal Board. The cases cover properties on Leela, Sage Creek Boulevard, Highway 12 in Steinbach, and 18th Street in Brandon, some of which are vacant. The law passed last year prohibits so-called restrictive covenants in land sales, which may prohibit a grocery store from opening close to an existing one. The Premier and Public Service Delivery Minister says they're not willing to wait for the contracts to expire.
By getting rid of these property controls, we are bringing more competition into the market. So in return, we will have lower grocery prices.
But the Premier says it will take time to bring in that competition and see the resulting benefits. The government expects to have the Municipal Board's response in the next 6 to 8 weeks. CTV News has reached out to Sobeys for comment. There are still no answers in the case of 2 missing children in Nova Scotia. It's been nearly 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan disappeared. Police are now calling for more fact-based tips.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometimes.
The RCMP says the investigation is ongoing into the disappearance of siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan, but they say some tips slow things down. So far, police have formally interviewed 106 people, reviewed more than 8,000 video files, and evaluated and prioritized nearly 1,200 tips. The 2 children were reported missing on May 2nd of last year. Since then, multiple searches have taken place. A boot print and pink blanket that belonged to Lily were found, but little else. The province is offering a reward of up to $150,000 for information. A public vigil is expected to be held this weekend outside the RCMP detachment in Stellarton, Nova Scotia. The UAE is officially leaving OPEC after nearly 60 years. The United Arab Emirates announced its move to withdraw from the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries earlier this week. The organization oversees oil production and has a major influence on the global prices. The UAE has said it made the decision now because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. The UAE says doing it now will minimize any potential impact it will have on the oil market. The UAE now says it will be prioritizing its national interests and increasing its oil production. The departure is considered a major blow to OPEC. So the question now is, what does it mean for everyone else? Well, for now, not much because of the current supply constraints in the Strait of Hormuz. But in the long term, experts say the move could potentially lower oil and gas prices as more UAE oil enters the market. Municipal Election Day is not until October 28th, but today marks the start of the Winnipeg mayoralty race with an important milestone. According to a news release from the city, as of today, anyone wishing to register as a mayoralty candidate must do so in person with the senior election officials. They are encouraged to make an appointment in advance. The City Clerk's Department will be open weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., excluding holidays. The list of candidates will be on the election website and updated as registrations are received. The deadline for registration is Tuesday, September 22nd at 4:30 p.m. We have some road closures to remind you about this morning. On Hargrave Street, the northbound median lane will be closed between St. Mary Avenue and Graham. The southbound median lane on Carlton Street will be closed from Portage to Graham. And one northbound lane on Sherbrooke Street will be closed from Portage to Ellis for sewer work. If you have any other traffic tips to share, please send us a text to let us know.
-4 outside this morning with plenty of sunshine to kick off your Friday. We've got a light breeze as well. It's 8 kilometers per hour out of the west-southwest. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 84%. A gorgeous way to wrap up the week, kick off the weekend, because not only are we seeing the sunshine, it's going to bring some much warmer temperatures. And I know that's not the case first thing. We're actually the coolest that we've been all week long, but the gains that we're going to make today will be far more impressive than anything else we've seen throughout this week. A little bit of activity that we've been watching just kind of tapering off here in the southwestern part of the province, and a few extra clouds through parts of the north as well. Temperature-wise, though, everything should be getting a little bit warmer than it's been. Still not quite to seasonal values. Around 10 degrees would be a normal high up around the Thompson area, but you are getting into the high single digits. And for Churchill, that is bang on seasonal. -1 is normal for this time of year. Northwestern Manitoba, you saw some of that precipitation last night. You should see increasing amounts of clearing now as those clouds move on out of the way. And yes, into the double digits, but for some, there could be another round of precipitation developing later on into the day, and up in the far northwest you might notice that, but still 9 degrees for Lynn Lake, not bad at all. 16 would be a normal high here through southern Manitoba, and for some you might reach it or even surpass it. Southwestern Manitoba is looking to do well later on today. You're seeing those extra clouds this morning, but they'll clear and you'll see those improvements into the afternoon. We too should be on the rise, maybe not quite as warm as the southwestern part of the province, but expecting a high of 14 degrees here in Winnipeg. Similar temperatures throughout the region. Closer to seasonal at least than it's been, and in fact we should reach those numbers for tomorrow. Slightly cooler, only by a couple of degrees, but still up in those double digits further east in northwestern Ontario. Pushing up to those seasonal values only for the weekend, though. Expect a cool down to come as we kick off next week.
Thank you, Terry. Let's check in now on Bo and Gabby at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, you two. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, May Day, and can I just say, Rochelle, Gabby and I love your colorful dress.
Oh, thank you.
It's so nice. It's so spring-like. Even we ditched our usual desolate black. We're wearing pink and beige today, so we're feeling spring, even though it's still a little chilly out there.
Yeah, it'll be nice this weekend, though, I think.
Fingers crossed for that. It's definitely ice cream weather. We will keep the funeral attire at bay for a few more days. We want to get out and enjoy some sweet treats in honor of May, but we eat it year round. We're big fans of ice cream. Oh, yeah. Bo especially. He is committed to consuming it.
I am. If I don't have a tub of ice cream or some ice cream bars in my freezer, I panic.
Oh, my goodness.
I took the grandkids out last weekend. I said, Bopa, that's me, is buying. So they have all kinds of colorful concoctions, and I'm pretty simple. I get the swirl. Give me the soft ice cream. I'm good with that. How are you when it comes to ice cream? You love it?
I do love it, and I love it any place, whether it's from my own fridge or any ice cream shop. And some of my favorite memories are around ice cream. When I was a kid, I'd walk over to my grandparents, who lived right beside us, and I would go just for an ice cream cone and then walk all the way back. They knew I was coming just for the ice cream.
That is so sweet. I love that. The flavors I like are all childlike. I'm talking cookie dough, anything with funfetti, cake, sprinkles. So I hope to share that with Alec. Bo, though, wants to try this black licorice ice cream. All it makes me think of is Sambuca or Ouzo. I'm out. No black licorice for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe I'm the only one. I like black licorice. Okay, I'll let you guys know how it is, okay?
Okay, I love Oreo cookies in like a McFlurry. I love those. Those are some of my favorites. But I try to keep...
we can go with that.
Oh, yeah, delicious. Well, anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. After 50 years together, a couple in Victoria says they've never had a fight. Even more impressive is their mission to help people in need. CTV's Adam Sawatsky explains how these love bugs are putting litter to good use.
Lucia and Chris Chater had their first date on Friday the 13th.
We're not superstitious.
They've been lucky in love.
And I never left.
They've been together 48 years.
We've never had a fight, ever.
And credit their longevity with having fun together. Like that time Lucia accidentally called Chris the wrong name.
Called me George, and what? What's that? We laughed about it, and then I called her Fredrina.
So instead of honey or dear, George and Fredrina stuck, even when meeting new people.
You know, we're talking, and I'll say, hey, George, you know, and they'll go, oh my God, we've been calling him Chris. Oh, that's his name. But you called him George.
Along with sharing laughter, Lucia and Chris strive to share a common purpose. Like what happened after that day she decided to do something about the litter she saw on the sidewalk.
I didn't have anything to put them in except her poop bag. Not a clean one, by the way.
After cashing that in for a few cents, the couple started returning every recyclable they happened upon for a refund.
After 4 months, we had $500.
But instead of keeping it for themselves, they decided to donate it to their local community kitchen.
And I have to tell you, it brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, they don't deserve to be going hungry.
So Lucia and Chris committed to increase their collecting. And despite enduring arthritis in their hands and knees, which can take days to recover from, started spending countless hours accumulating as many cans and bottles as they could.
It's almost addictive.
It's a drive to get more so they can give more. And after 5 years of this, have donated more than they ever imagined.
$40,095. I know. We can't believe it either.
So no matter if they call each other Fredrina or George or crazy.
Crazy for you, can't you see?
This couple has no plans to stop laughing together or stop going on dates to the recycle depot together. Because when you find yourself this lucky in love, why wouldn't you help those who happen to be unlucky in life?
Be kind. Kindness goes so far.
Oh, it does. Goes a long ways.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
Here's a look at the start of your day this Friday. It's beautiful, it's sunny, and traffic is moving well on the Bravache Bridge. We're taking a break. We'll be right back. It's Friday, May the 1st. Today, Councillor ousted why the City Council moved to strip Russ Wyatt of 7 roles amid charges. Plus, Rapid Response launch, how a new police unit aims to ease pressure on frontline officers. And Mint at 50, how Winnipeg struck gold with 50 years of coin making. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It's 7 o'clock on your Friday. We made it to Friday. Happy Friday to you. And at 7:50 to the Winnipeg Boys Choir. They are coming off their 100th year anniversary. So this is 101 for them. They're having a spring concert this weekend, and they're going to perform for us. So you'll want to check that out. It's really nice. It's their spring concert, so it'll uplift you and make you feel warm inside, which is what we need right now. A little bit of heat. Are we going to get some?
Finally, we're going to get a little bit of heat. Nothing drastic, nothing shocking, but very pleasant and perfectly timed because, yes, the weekend is here, and we would really like to get those couple of nice days timed out so that we can maybe make the most of them. It does seem cool this morning. Well, it technically is cool. -4 is well below the seasonal 3 degrees, but there's a light breeze. It's out of the west-southwest, only 8 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 84%. And with light winds and abundant sunshine, those temperatures are going to start to jump pretty soon. It's not going to be like the 1 degree gain each hour. I think we're going to see some more impressive gains made throughout the day today. Looking at the satellite image, you can see how clear it is through pretty much all of eastern Manitoba and even west central Manitoba. Eventually, the southwest will also enjoy that clearing. You can see there's a little bit of activity there for now. And speaking of activity, northwestern Manitoba might see some of that developing later on today. So these clouds will clear on out. More precipitation, though, moving into parts of the northwest. As it clears out, we'll be enjoying all of that sunshine with some much nicer temperatures. In fact, the southwest might even climb a degree or two higher, making it to what is normal for this time of year. Here in the southeast, it might take until tomorrow or Sunday before we're reaching those more seasonal temperatures. That bit of precipitation that starts in the northwest will eventually be pushing down through parts of central Manitoba. Early tomorrow morning, you may be waking up to that. Eventually, though, still some clearing behind those systems and some sunshine that we'll be enjoying throughout the weekend. The temperatures through the weekend will certainly be enjoyed. Next week is a different story entirely, with some heavier clouds moving back in, a drop off in those temperatures until the end of the week, and then we see the mercury on the rise again. And our art today, I was talking about the full moon this morning. It's maybe a daytime soon, maybe that's the sun, maybe it is a moon. It looks like the one dog is howling at us. So whatever it is, thank you, Alyssa. We love your art. And so please keep sending your drawings or colorings, paintings to us through our website now, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. And when you do, you're entered to win a $100 gift card from Crockadoodle on Kenniston.
The weather art of the day is brought to you by Crockadoodle. Spend quality time with loved ones and paint memories together.
Facing criminal charges, Winnipeg City Councillor Russ Wyatt has been kicked off 7 committees and boards. City Council voted unanimously on the ousting. This comes after Wyatt was arrested and charged in March for sexual assault. CTV's Jeff Gill reports.
The vote, Madam Speaker, yeas 14, nays 0.
Okay. Thank you. The item carries.
And with that unanimous vote, City Council booted Transcona Councillor Russ Wyatt from 7 committees and boards while he deals with criminal charges.
For it to actually get to this, it becomes a very serious incident.
Wyatt changed his mind and decided not to participate in the vote, saying this is a matter before the courts, calling the council vote political.
I believe in the rule of law. I believe this is a partisan political attack, and this council chamber is better than that.
In March, Wyatt was arrested and charged with drugging and sexually assaulting a man. Wyatt says he is innocent. He is also presumed innocent. Still, the mayor and others urged him to step away from his council duties while he dealt with the charges. He ignored those calls, so the mayor brought a motion to remove him from initially 5, now 7 committees and boards.
Most businesses, companies, even in the city of Winnipeg with the public service, if a member an employee is facing similar criminal charges, they're put on administrative leave.
Members of the public sit on some of those boards and committees.
We have to make sure that we are also making sure that our public service and our staff and residents that are on our committees are feeling safe.
Wyatt rejected that rationale, comparing the committees and boards to public sidewalks.
So maybe they should ban me from walking on sidewalks.
But Wyatt says council has done him a favor.
It frees my time up to be able to do a lot of stuff in my ward. Knock on doors, talk to folks. We got the High Neighbor Festival coming up the first weekend of June. Excited about that. I'm always in the parade. And pancake breakfast, everything else.
Jeff Gill, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Council has no authority to remove Wyatt from council and the community committee he sits on, so he's still able to free to attend those meetings. The allegations against Wyatt have not been proven in court. Wyatt tells CTV News he does not plan to appeal the decision. The Winnipeg Police Service is rolling out a new rapid response unit, and it's aimed at relieving pressure on frontline workers, officers that is, while improving response times throughout the city. The unit will be in charge of policing special events such as parades, protests, rallies, and other large public gatherings. And during periods of high demand, they will be able to help with calls for service. More generally, we're told they will focus on suppressing crime and will be conducting proactive enforcement, supporting general patrol, and addressing neighborhood safety concerns. Winnipeg Police Chief Gene Bowers says creating the new team will help some units from being overextended.
When we had major events, protests, other types of large gatherings, we had to pull from different resources within the service. And a lot of that work that was being done, and a lot of times it was our community support members or our guns and gangs members, and it took away from the concentration of what they were to do. So it really wasn't an efficient use of resources. So with some realignment within the service, we're able to set up this unit with an actual mandate for those types of events, and then also for calls for service.
The unit will operate 7 days a week, and it will be made up of 2 sergeants, 4 patrol sergeants, and 26 constables, which police brass say will come from the existing contingent. The unit will be making its first public appearance this weekend at the annual Winnipeg Police Services Half Marathon. They'll be there directing traffic and overseeing site security. You can stock up on some compost for your garden and maybe pick up some new items for your home next month. And best of all, it's free. The annual spring curbside giveaway returns May 9th and 10th. That's next weekend. If you have any reusable items in need of a new home, you're encouraged to leave them on the curb with a free sticker or sign for someone else to pick up. As always, do not leave out anything infested with bed bugs, anything that may be unsafe, or toilets that use 13 liters or more per flush. All items should be cleared away by dusk on Sunday. And the city's annual compost giveaway is scheduled for May 8th, 9th, and 10th between 9 and 5. You can find it at 3 locations: the Summit Road landfill site, Kilcona Dog Park, and next to the Brady Road 4R depot. There is a limit of 100 liters per vehicle, and you'll need to bring your own containers, shovels, and gloves. It's all made from the yard waste collected by the city last year. The city's yard waste collection program begins next week for homes in Area A and the following week for Area B. Yard waste is collected every 2 weeks on the same day as your garbage and recycling. You can also drop it off for free at any of the city's 4R depots. You can find your collection day by visiting the city's website or calling 311. Have you seen the new Banksy? A new statue with the British seed artist's signature on it has appeared in Waterloo Place in London. The statue depicts a man with his face covered holding a flag as he appears to be walking off the statue's base. Of course, it's attracting a ton of onlookers. Here's a look at what's happening now at Kenaston and Sterling Lion Way. It looks like things are moving quite well in this part of the city so far this Friday. If you see anything out there, please let us know.
Chevron exceeding profit expectations as higher oil and natural gas prices, along with supplies from the acquisition of Hescor, outweighed production outages from the war in Iran. Adjusted first quarter net income of $1.41 a share was 51 cents higher than the average estimate from analysts in Bloomberg. Oil prices, though, were edging higher on Friday as the stalemate between the U.S. and Iran dragged on. Traders could do with some calm after a month of wild swings for crude. And another of the Mag 7 stocks reporting after the bell yesterday, Apple delivering a surprisingly strong revenue forecast for the third quarter, even as it warned that memory chip costs will increase and that shortages of Mac computers will persist for several months. Sales, though, are expected to rise 14 to 17% in the period, which runs through June. And those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. They're having a baby shower. Good morning.
Good morning. Rochelle, I'm surprised you didn't start this segment with, "Aw, spring babies," because I know how much you love it.
Yes.
And guess what? We're going to meet a baby otter. 3 grams. I'm thinking to myself, that's the palm of your hand. Oh my goodness. They won't let us on the other side of the glass, but I'm just so excited. And this is what you're supporting with this baby shower. 100 different items, whether it's a little dabber, an incubator, or hip waders. And it could be helping so many different animals, a 30 to 40% increase around this time of year. That's hundreds and hundreds of animals, even in the last couple of weeks. You can adopt an animal too, just $30, anything from a squirrel to a woodpecker. And it also helps with community advocacy. They have a brand new ambassador. I think its name is Bernadette.
It's a good name. All right, thank you, Ainsley. We'll check in a little later. Let's go out to the rooftop now. The sun is shining.
Oh, yes, it is, and it's looking spectacular. It's feeling good out here because not only is the sun shining, there's barely a breeze that we're waking up to as well. And I know sometimes we get the sun or the warmer temperatures and that intense wind that goes along with it. Well, today we're getting the sun, the blue sky, the warmer temperatures, and just a light breeze. And it's the weekend. Hello. What a great day and great few days we're shaping up ahead of us. -3. I said earlier we're going to make these impressive gains. No, we didn't. We climbed a degree from where we were last hour. Those impressive gains are still to come. Wait for it. I will be right. 5K winds, nothing. I mean, there's barely a breeze out here this morning out of the southwest. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 80%. Grab the sunglasses. It is going to be a beautiful, bright day. And places that are seeing maybe a few extra clouds or maybe a little bit of lingering precipitation, southwestern Manitoba, I'm talking about you. Even there, it will be clearing with increasing amounts of sun and those increasing temperatures as well. Across the province, we're getting a lot closer to what is normal for this time of year. In fact, southwestern Manitoba might even reach those seasonal temperatures. We're likely to be just shy of it by a couple of degrees today, but into the weekend, finally what is normal for this time of year in those 16 degrees, just for a reference point here in Winnipeg, would be a seasonal high, and we might get just beyond it for Saturday and Sunday, and then expect things to kind of cool down next week with some heavier clouds moving back in.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
It's time now for a question of the day. May 1st to 7th is National Physical Education and Sport Week. So we want to know, what was your favorite sport in school? You can text your answer to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. And don't forget to include your name, please.
Question of the day, brought to you by Provivo, Manitoba's #1 cool sculpting clinic, science-backed body contouring.
At Your Morning Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions are amazing. We want to see more, whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals. Send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to petoftheweek@ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Manitoba Blue Cross. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. Today's code word is rent. Head to the contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter rent with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, your local trusted health benefits provider. Good luck. Good morning. More homes were built in the city of Winnipeg last year than in previous years. A report before the Property and Development Committee shows the city issued 6,291 construction permits for new homes in 2025. That's just under 1,000 more than the annual average over the 5 previous years. The city also surpassed the downtown target of 350 new homes, with just over 1,000 built. And it exceeded its residential infill goal thanks to high rates of multifamily development. Part 2 of the report, focusing on land available for new homes and businesses, is expected later this year. Marking a milestone, the Royal Canadian Mint's Winnipeg facility has been in circulation now for half a century.
There were discussions about picking a site in Ottawa, but at the end of the day, the logistics of Winnipeg made more sense for the entire nation.
The reflective glass pyramid in Southdale opened 50 years ago on April 30th. It provided a modern, high-speed and high-capacity circulation coin manufacturing facility to meet rising circulation coin demand, and it continues to evolve. The Mint is minimizing its environmental impact through the use of a geo-exchange system to heat and cool the facility, and the redistribution of existing coinage.
New production down to a sort of minimum to sort of minimize our environmental footprint. So that's worked very well. But that leaves a lot of capacity to make coins for other customers.
And to date, more than 80 countries have used the Winnipeg operation for its coinage solutions. To mark the milestone, the Mint has issued a collector's edition coin set featuring a W Mint mark. It's also hosting an open house celebration on Saturday, August 29th. Canada earned a direct spot to the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship semifinals, finishing the round robin with a pair of wins Thursday. Adriana and Colton Lott from Gimli eked out a 6-5 win over Czechia in an extra end in the early draw. The husband and wife duo followed that up with a much more comfortable 10-5 win over Switzerland. The wins ensured the pair would finish atop the Group B standings at 8-1. Their only loss came at the hands of Scotland earlier in the week. Australia finished at the top of the table in Pool A and also gets a bye straight to the semifinals today. Here's a look at what's happening now at Confusion Corner. We have no issues to tell you about in this part of the drive. If you see anything out there, though, please let us know. In entertainment, the Assiniboine Park Conservancy is back with movies in the park this summer, and now's your chance to cast your vote for the flicks you want to see on People's Choice Night.
Morning, Sully.
Morning, Sully.
How you doing, big guy?
Hey.
Go get him, Mr. Sullivan. Quiet. You're making him lose loses focus. Oh no, sorry.
This is a gooder. The 2001 Pixar classic Monsters, Inc. is one of 4 options for the early showing. The others are a Goofy movie, A Bug's Life, and Cars. For the late showing, another batch of classics, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Princess Bride, Jurassic Park, and Jumanji. You have until May 10th to cast your vote by heading to assiniboinepark.ca. The Conservancy will be announcing the winners and the full schedule on May 13th. Grammy winner Olivia Rodrigo is coming to Canada. She's officially announced the Unraveled tour, and she's planning to make stops in Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver along the way. This is for her album You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. The first single from the album, Drop Dead, has already debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The pre-sale for tickets starts on Tuesday. The world of country music has lost a well-known singer-songwriter.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
David Allan Coe wrote that country classic made famous by singer Johnny Paycheck. In addition to being a songwriter, Coe was also a performer. He was the first to record the country standard Tennessee Whiskey and had a controversial past that included time in prison. Some of Coe's biggest hits were You Never Even Called Me by My Name and The Ride. David Allan Coe was 86. Coming up on your Friday primetime lineup, Celebrity Jeopardy starts at 7, following up at 8. 2 episodes of The Big Bang Theory, then catch Boston Blue at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV. Heading into the weekend, I'm looking forward to some warm weather. I want to sit on my deck this weekend, maybe read a book.
It's what we've all been waiting for, Rochelle. And yes, this time round, Mother Nature got the timing right. You remember back a couple of weeks, we hit mid-20s for a couple of days on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. And I mean, sure, some people, depending on when your days off are, got to enjoy that. And a lot of folks just had to work right through it. So here we're going to get all of the good stuff as the weekend rolls around. We're looking now through the CTV Live Eye, brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. That is a beautiful view. Blue sky, the sun is shining over the city. Everything is looking, and I was going to say feeling spectacular. Actually, no, we're still technically well below seasonal. 3 degrees would be a normal low. We had dropped as low as -4. We're starting to make some gains, but they're very slow baby steps. -3 right now in Winnipeg, Portage, in Dauphin. -1 at the moment for Brandon, Portage, or pardon me, in the Morden Winkler area, and over in Gimli as well. A little bit warmer where there's a few extra clouds into parts of northern Manitoba. Overall, though, these temperatures, they're going to be warmer than they've been. So relatively speaking, everybody will start to experience some improvements. Maybe still seeing just a little bit of lingering precipitation in parts of the southwest. That will taper off. The sky will clear. Sunshine to take its place. We too will have plenty of sunshine to enjoy throughout the day, and the warmth of it all getting up to 13 degrees by the time kids are coming home from school, with 14 our expected high today. Almost reaching seasonal. 16 is normal for this time of year. We'll likely surpass that through the weekend. Enjoy it, though, because next week things will be dropping off. But if it is only for a few days, it looks like toward the end of the week, we'll see the mercury on the rise again. This little beaver, how adorable is this? It's not often we get to see them on land in full view like that. What a cutie. Thanks to Elvis for the photo. Keep them coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
May 1st, 1960. Cold War tensions reached one of their highest levels when an American U-2 spy plane, piloted by Francis Gary Powers, was shot down over the Soviet Union. Powers was later sentenced to 10 years in a Soviet prison, but was released in a spy exchange 18 months later. Refinements in satellite surveillance technology eventually made spy planes obsolete. May 1st, 1996. Deputy Prime Minister Sheila Copps resigned her House of Commons seat over her 1993 election promise to quit if the GST was not abolished. She regained the seat in a June 17th by-election in Hamilton East. Copps held her Hamilton East Commons seat from 1984 to 2004. May 1st, 2012. A federal court ruled that Ottawa must stop clawing back pensions from disabled veterans. The 2007 class action lawsuit argued that payments were unfairly deemed as income. Ottawa did not appeal the decision. In January 2013, a tentative settlement was reached worth up to $887.8 million.
It's a Winnie the Pooh reunion thanks to Queen Camilla. Roo is now back with its friends from the 100-acre wood at the New York Public Library. ABC's Perry Russum reports.
At the New York City Public Library, the missing character to the Winnie the Pooh exhibit is now back with its friends from the 100-acre wood. Roo arriving on a Union Jack pillow presented by Queen Camilla. With the original Roo lost in an apple orchard in the 1930s, the new replica Roo was made by the same company that created the toys owned by Christopher Robin Milne, the son of A.A. Milne, the author of Winnie the Pooh.
One at a time, okay? One finger at a time.
The royal family posting on Instagram what they're calling Roo's Great Adventure, traveling with the Queen from Buckingham Palace on board Their Majesty's plane, reading alongside the Queen, looking out the window and seeing New York City for the first time. The Queen placing Roo in her handbag and arriving headed to One World Trade Center before the library. This year is the 100th anniversary of Winnie the Pooh, the Queen celebrating by reading to children at the library. With little Roo reunited, the royal family posting a quote from A.A. Milne on Instagram. It reads, "Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart." Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
It's time now for this week's Adorable Adoptables. We begin with Tobias. This almost 4-year-old is known for his sweet, friendly, and chatty nature. He's playful and energetic and always ready for a game of chase. Next up is Gunner. Gunner is a thick-furred baby boy who's happy to greet you with a wiggly butt and a prance in his step. He's friendly with soft caramel eyes. He enjoys car rides and balls. And meet Shyla at 5 months old. She's smart, knows all her basics and some fancy spins. This sweet girl is equal parts Cuttlebug and Zoomy champion. If you think you can offer any of these animals a good home, just head down to the Winnipeg Humane Society or give them a call. The number is on your screen. Coming up, we're live at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. We're going to find out a little bit more about some of the ambassadors at the center. Stay with us. Let's go back now to the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. They have a lot of ambassador animals there. You're going to introduce us to their newest one. Good morning, Ainsley.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Manitoba. We got a woodpecker behind the camera and, and a hawk in front of it. Amy is joining me once again. Oh, this is so cool. But who is it? I said Bernadette earlier, but it's Harriet. Tell us about this ambassador.
Yeah, so this is Harriet, and she's our newest ambassador here. So we call her our baby, even though she's a couple months old now. She came to us in August, and she was actually found orphaned. And we noticed when she came into our care that she actually had a retinal detachment. We were able to fully rehabilitate her, so she can see fine through both of her eyes. She's perfectly healthy, but she missed her migration. And Swayson's hawks, they have to perform their first migration in order to survive in the wild. So unfortunately, we couldn't release her at that point. So now she became part of our ambassador family, so our newest little baby.
And what does that really mean? Because you use these ambassadors for advocacy.
Yeah, exactly. So we take ambassadors like Harriet and we bring them to schools, daycares, retirement homes, and we're just able to bring nature a little bit closer to people who may not have the opportunity. So we can educate people about the wild animals we have in Manitoba, as well as how we can all peacefully coexist with them.
It's funny because she's super chill right now, but I was hiding earlier. When I came back in, you guys said, no, she was super active in this cage.
Yeah, so she just moved outside yesterday, and this is her first time being outside since she was a little baby. So it's a bit of an adjustment having to deal with cars, with the geese outside, with people coming up to her. But she's adjusting pretty well. We think she'll be a superstar.
You never know what's going to happen to an animal when it comes in what way it'll be injured. Of course, the retinal detachment, who knew? But that requires a lot of care and, of course, funding. How can people do that?
Yeah, so it costs a lot of money, a lot of resources to be able to take care of animals like Harriet, as well as all the other ambassadors, our hospital patients. So the best thing people can do is to head to our website. They can visit our baby shower registry, donate items, donate money, come support us, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. All of that helps out.
Oh, just give it a little shake it off. Let's end on that. How cute.
Not shaken for us, but still beautiful. Thank you, Ainsley. You could hear that in the
we're
background.
hearing in the background.
Yes, there's someone there.
How fun to be down there and see all what's going on.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the baby otter.
I know, so much to look forward to yet. Also, lots to look forward to weather-wise because the sun is shining and it's going to warm us up. -3 is where we're sitting right now with southwest winds 5 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 80%. That sky looking stunning, not a cloud to be spotted. Nothing but sunshine that we're soaking in today. Speaking of soaking in, there's a little bit of lingering precipitation through the southwestern part of the province and perhaps a little more to make an appearance later today in the northwest. Aside from that, mainly sunny conditions or a mix of sun and cloud no matter where you are, and much more pleasant temperatures expected today. Some places, southwestern Manitoba, I'm looking at you, and in fact even up into parts of the north, you might reach what is normal for this time of year. Now that normal would be about 16 degrees, and here in Winnipeg we're not likely to reach it, staying just shy of it by a couple degrees. 14 on tap, but the improvements will still come as we continue through the weekend, and that 14 degrees comes with a very light wind that increases only slightly overnight. 3 degrees, that would be a normal low, and that's where we're headed this coming night with just a few clouds hanging around and a lot more sunshine again tomorrow. A little bit more heat as well. We like what we're seeing. 17 degrees and maybe even a little more on Sunday. So the weekend looking and feeling spectacular. By Sunday afternoon, heavier clouds moving in. By Sunday night, possibly some showers. That's going to take us into Monday with the heavier clouds, the much cooler temperatures. They'll last for a few days before it warms up again, and again, perfectly timed out for the end of the week and the weekend.
The province is challenging 4 property contracts held by Sobeys, claiming clauses within them are squeezing out competition and forcing prices to rise.
We passed a law in 2025 to force these companies to register these property controls with us.
The Premier says most ended up dropping their controls with the exception of Sobeys. That's why the province is bringing 4 cases against Sobeys to the Municipal Board. The cases cover properties on Leela, Sage Creek Boulevard, Highway 12 in Steinbach, and 18th Street in Brandon, some of which are vacant. The law passed last year prohibits so-called restrictive covenants in land sales, which may prohibit a grocery store from opening close to an existing one. The Premier and Public Service Delivery Minister says they're not willing to wait for the contracts to expire.
By getting rid of these property controls, we are bringing more competition into the market. So in return, we will have lower grocery prices.
But the Premier says it will take time to bring in that competition and see the resulting benefits. The government expects to have the Municipal Board's response in the next 6 to 8 weeks. CTV News has reached out to Sobeys for comment. Municipal Election Day is not until October 28th, but today marks the start of the Winnipeg mayoralty race with an important milestone. According to a news release from the city, as of today, anyone wishing to register as a mayor candidate must do so in person with a senior election official. They are encouraged to make an appointment in advance. The city clerk's department will be open weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., excluding holidays. The list of candidates will be on the election website and updated as registrations are received. The deadline for registration is Tuesday, September 22nd at 4:30 p.m. Another longtime Liberal and former cabinet minister is moving on from Parliament. Jonathan Wilkinson has been appointed as Canada's next ambassador to the European Union. Wilkinson has been an MP since 2015 and has held several cabinet positions, including Environment and Climate Change Minister and Energy and Natural Resources Minister. Wilkinson says he will focus on building new trade partnerships.
Right now, the vast majority of our trade is with the United States. And I'm not saying we should, substitute all of that, nor could we, and just put it all in Europe. I'm saying, we need to actually be more resilient. We need to be more diversified. And that means we need to build these ties with Europe and actually have more exposure there. But we need to do it with Japan and South Korea and others too. At the end of the day, the Canadians and Canada are going to be best served if we are not so dependent on one market.
The new post means Wilkinson will have to vacate his North Vancouver seat, triggering a by-election. More than 250,000 Quebec workers will be getting a small bump in pay starting today. Quebec's Labour Minister says raising the minimum wage by 50 cents to $16.60 an hour will protect workers' purchasing power. But it comes as researchers say minimum wage workers are already earning well below what they call a living wage, which is enough to afford a modest lifestyle with food, shelter, transportation, transportation and some savings for emergencies. A full-time minimum wage earner's take-home pay currently works out to a little more than $2,100 per month. According to the Institute for Socioeconomic Research and Information, in order to afford a living income, they would need to earn $30 an hour. A seabird having a rough day turned into a really good day for a photographer. This image earned the People's Choice pick in the Nikon Comedy Wildlife Awards. Photographer Alison Tuck titled it, "Which Direction is My Nest?" She captured the shot during a windy day at the Bempton Cliffs in Yorkshire, England. It easily snagged the top award out of 41 submissions. Other entries included a squirrel having a bad hair day and a hornbill in a hurry, a Sri Lankan elephant playing peekaboo with his ears, and what appears to be one frog baptizing another. We have some road closures to remind you about this morning. On Hargrave Street, the northbound median lane will be closed between St. Mary Avenue and Graham. The southbound median lane on Carlton Street will be closed from Portage to Graham. And one northbound lane on Sherbrooke Street will be closed from Portage to Ellis for sewer work. Here's a look now at your gas prices. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.87, an increase from yesterday, and the lowest price in the city is $1.79, found at Esso on Beaver Hill Boulevard. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Here's a look outside. It's -3. It's beautiful and sunny. More news, weather, and traffic after this break.
Beautiful start to your Friday morning. Blue sky, sunshine. It's a little bit cool. Throw that layer on, but you'll be ditching it later. Right now it's -3 with southwest winds 5 kilometers per hour. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 80%. Yes, today is one of those days the kids need a reminder to bring home whatever coat they wear, because you do want something on first thing this morning. It's a little bit chilly out there. Well below seasonal, 3 degrees would be normal, and we're obviously below the freezing mark. But throughout the day today, the sun is going to shine. We're going to make some really nice gains with those temperatures. Right up into northern Manitoba, even Churchill might make it to a seasonal high of -1. Close to normal, 10 degrees would be a seasonal high for Thompson. And at least you're going to be pushing up into those high single digits throughout much of the northeast. With increasing amounts of sunshine, things will be looking pretty pleasant for you. Now, later on this afternoon, we might see a little bit of precipitation developing up in the far northwestern part of the province. Otherwise, clouds clearing out enough that you enjoy some sunshine and even some double-digit temperatures. And even some seasonal temperatures. In fact, through the southwestern part of the province, 16 degrees would be a normal daytime high here throughout the south. And places like Dauphin could get there. Neepawa, Brandon might even move beyond seasonal. We could do that this weekend, but today, not quite getting there. 14 degrees still. It beats anything we've experienced so far this week. And along with the sunshine and the nice temperatures comes a very light breeze as well. So that wind not to be a factor, as it's been on other days when we've been trying to get outside and enjoy some of the moments of beautiful weather that we've had. There have been a couple of beautiful moments so far this past month. Well, no, it's May. In April, we had those beautiful moments, but they came with the intense winds. And now we're expecting some lighter winds through the weekend with some sunshine and really nice temps. Cooling down, though, for next week, so it all comes to a pretty abrupt end on Monday. Chillier temperatures to kick off the week, but toward the end of the week, mercury is on the rise again.
Thank you, Terry. Let's go back now to Ainsley, who's live at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. And they're always looking for some cash to support the many animals that they serve. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. When we tell you that there's an influx during the springtime, what does that really mean, right? Hundreds of animals coming to Wildlife Haven. How do they do it? Amy's joining us once again to explain and share how you can help the many faces. So what does that all look like for you guys?
Yeah, so just in the past 2 weeks, we've seen an increase between 30 to 40% of patients. So it's a lot of animals that are coming into our care. And we're rolling out a new program for the baby shower this year where you can actually adopt a patient for a day. So it's $30, and that's what it costs to care for these animals each and every day. So it's limited quantities, first come, first serve. You can just come, see the exact patients, why they came in, learn a little bit about their stories, and then you can choose to support whichever animal you like.
And there's so many different animals. Can you give some examples?
Yeah, so we care for over 170 different species of wild animals. So a couple of them that we have are an orphaned great horned owl that you can actually support. So this guy was found all by himself and was too young to care for himself in the wild. So now we're going to be providing care for up to 6 to 6 months. We also have a snapping turtle that has been in our care since last summer. And this snapping turtle was actually run over by separate cars twice. So it had a cracked shell, but is ready to be released in the next coming weeks. Then we also have some squirrel patients in our care that came in as orphaned. So it requires a lot of resources to be able to feed these animals, to give them medication, maybe surgeries, procedures. So $30 helps a long way in their care.
That's quite affordable. If you're not going to go this route, there's other ways to support, whether it's merchandise in-house or bringing in some stuff on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many ways that you can support us. You can adopt a patient, bring some items, you can buy some of our new merch, you can even just support us by giving a monetary donation. There's so many different ways, so many different price points that help us out.
Thank you so much. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we're meeting an itty-bitty otter.
Thank you, Ainsley. There's no telling what jobs humanoid robots will end up doing for us one day. Industry leaders in China say we could see them working in factories, competing in sports, and helping us in our homes. ABC's Sophie Flay reports.
This is a humanoid robot, still partially controlled by a human, but the goal is for the robot to be autonomous and do the jobs we humans don't want to do. The race is on for who gets there first. Boston Dynamics made a splash earlier this year, unveiling its latest Atlas robot for industrial manufacturing.
Its walk is pretty natural and pretty smooth.
Elon Musk and Tesla's long-delayed Optimus model hope to show a gentler, domesticated robot. In China, the humanoid robots are a bit feistier. The first international humanoid robot games were held in Beijing, where the Chinese robot startups swept the events, including industry leader Unitree, which is trying to make their humanoids affordable for all. At company headquarters, they showed ABC's Britt Clennett their G1s going head-to-head, pushing the robot's abilities, teaching G1s how to backflip and recover from abuse. And it's working.
They dance, they box, kung fu. Many people will ask, how are they actually useful?
So movement is the fundamental. Once the robot can keep the balance under the very extreme circumstance, then the next step is get into our daily life to assist the human.
Is there a risk that they're going to take over and develop minds of their own?
Whenever actually we manage to develop AI models that are sentient, then yes, that's when I will probably get worried that the robots are going to take over. We're going to see robot armies, taking over the world or whatever.
The most we're concerned about is not the robot will hurt humans. We're most concerned about is the bad guys is taking advantage of the robot.
The humanoids industry is still in its early stages, but analysts say it could be worth $5 trillion by 2050, with nearly 1 billion of those robots working around the world. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy birthday to Dad Lane, who is 29 years old today. Love, TJ and Linen. Happy 15th birthday, Sig. Love from your family. Happy 15th birthday, Sophia, with love from your mama. And a happy 90th birthday to Laurie, with love from mom and your family. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Milestones is brought to you by Party Stuff, Winnipeg's balloon headquarters with 3 locations.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
All right, a great big warm-up expected for today compared to where we've been, but it still won't quite get us to what is normal for this time of year. So 14 degrees is where we're headed. 16 is normal. We almost got there yesterday. Not yesterday, that was last year. We got nowhere near there yesterday. Last year we got up to 15.8 degrees, but back in 1980 it was almost 30 degrees. Yeah, no, yesterday was cool. The day before, all of this week was well below seasonal, but now it's May. It's a whole new month and a whole new weekend ahead with some beautiful conditions to go along with it. We've been enjoying the sunshine all morning long. -3, it is still cool this morning. A normal low, in fact, would be around +3. So we're well off the mark of that, but we will make some gains today. The winds, they're on the lighter side. They're going to stay that way right now out of the southwest, just 5 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 80%. The sky is looking gorgeous this morning, beautiful and blue. With that sunshine will come some very nice temperatures. Like I said, just shy of seasonal, but certainly better than anything we've experienced so far. So relatively speaking, we're going to call this a win. 14 degrees on tap for us today. Into the weekend could get even warmer yet, and really pleasant conditions, fair bit of sunshine, light winds. The last few times that we've been able to get even above seasonal, we've dealt with those intense winds. That won't be the case today. It'll be looking good and feeling good all weekend long.
The Winnipeg Boys Choir is putting on a spring afternoon concert to inspire and uplift you. The show is called Peace Like a River, and it's happening Sunday. Joining us now is the Winnipeg Boys Choir and its artistic director, Carolyn Boys. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Thank you so much for doing this again. This has been quite a big year. Last year was your 100th anniversary. Mm-hmm. You're at 101. Take us back into history and the beginnings of the Winnipeg Boys Choir.
The beginning was 1925. The Men's Musical Club established the Boys Choir amongst other fine organizations that continue to live on in our city. And they felt that it was time for the city to have a place to develop and nurture young boys and young men's voices. And so since then we've been doing that.
And 101 years later, and it's still there.
It's still here. It feels, this has been a very lovely year in terms of we're sort of riding on the basking in the glory of last year's celebrations, but it's been back to sort of a regular routine of focusing on the boys and the music they're making and enjoying that.
What benefits do the boys get from being part of this choir?
Well, even something like today, I was just watching them in the lobby with their families and getting up here and sitting, and they're going to be singing for you in a bit. The things they learn about the world, about their how confident they can feel, taking ownership for things. We certainly enjoy that. Teamwork, for sure. Listening, literally, give and take, being patient while others learn. I think they learn that there's a power within them. This gift of a voice gives them a certain amount of power to engage with other people, to help uplift people, which is what we're hoping to do at this concert, stir emotions in people. I hope at this concert some of our music might even heal people who need it. So they learn a lot.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so quickly now, tell us a little bit about the show on Sunday.
The show, titled Peace Like a River, has as its milestone piece a hymn called It Is Well With My Soul. And then from that, we realized that a lot of the songs which we were really wanting the boys to learn and experience had this water theme and this river theme, and how integral that is to our life and to well-being. And so people are going to hear songs that are calming and beautiful, but they're also going to hear fun songs, lots of songs about spring, lots of songs about freedom. It was Oscar Peterson's, it would have been his 100th birthday within this season, so we're singing his hymn to freedom, and that touches on a lot of important themes that are also brought up in all of our rep.
Okay, this is happening Sunday. What time and where?
3 o'clock at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church. Some people now think of it as Crescent Arts Center in Osborne Village. There are lots of tickets available.
Okay, Winnipeg Boys Choir, take it away.
Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we head to New York. Nationals taking on the Mets. First inning, Juan Soto in a send one deep to right. James Wood drifting back to the wall, leaps up and steals the home run from Soto. He's listed as 6'6", making it look a little easier, though. Perfectly timed jump to make that grab and steal the home run. Claim your must-see moment from Thursday. And the NBA playoffs continue tonight on TSN. The Raptors trying to stave off elimination. They host the Cavaliers in Toronto for Game 6. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
The TSN must-see moment is brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, featuring Hunter Douglas products.
All right, a country music festival is coming to the city, and we have a contest for you.
Some miles on it, back of the Chevy with the engine running.
Country Thunder 2026 will be here in Winnipeg on Friday, July 3rd. Kane Brown will help kickstart the summer at Princess Auto Stadium. And Your Morning Winnipeg has 4 VIP tickets to give away this week. The global superstar will be joined on stage by Bailey Zimmerman, Co Wetzel, and Robin Ottolini. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword stadium. Good luck. Here's a look outside now. Things are moving well. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's Friday, May the 1st. Councillor on the outs, how Russ Wyatt reacted to Thursday's unanimous vote at City Hall to remove him from several boards and committees. As prices go north, more of our oil could be heading south, what the U.S. is proposing and how the plan would benefit the Canadian industry. And don't worry, they won't actually be flying planes, but this airline's new pilot project has robots already to pitch in alongside humans in more mundane tasks. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It's 8 o'clock on your Friday. Happy Friday to you. We've made it to the end of the week, and this is the time of year as well where we start feeling the pollen flying in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Their noses are running, eyes are itchy. It's allergy season, and we're going to have at 8:45 an allergist telling us what you could do in ahead of time to sort of mitigate the issue and how to combat it in the best way so that you're not constantly taking medications. So stay with us for that. But it's when it warms up that they say these trees will finally release all the pollen, and it will warm up.
Well, we would hope. I mean, we would have liked that to have happened a month or two back, but that hasn't been the case for us. And even this bit of a warm-up, it will be pretty brief, but perfectly timed out. Mother Nature got the timing right on this one, bringing us the goods for the weekend. It's -3 right now. The sun is shining, blue sky above. Southwest winds are on the lighter side, 5 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, and the humidity is sitting at 80%, which is nice that we're going to get the timing for the weekend, because I feel like there were only a couple of nice days throughout April. You remember there were 2 days where we rose to the mid-20s, and they fell right in the middle of the week, and a lot of people had to work right through it. So now we're getting the nicer weather timed out for the weekend, but it will perhaps only time out for the weekend itself, coming to an abrupt end for the start of next week. But we at least have a few days to enjoy before that happens. Clear conditions for the most part, just a little bit of lingering activity there in the southwest. That will taper off, clouds clearing out. For northern Manitoba, you might see a little bit of precipitation moving in. That'll happen later on today, and then that will perhaps push through parts of central Manitoba into the evening overnight. We've got nothing but sunshine to enjoy here in the southeastern part of the province for today. Maybe a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow, but the really nice thing will be the temperatures finally getting up to seasonal values, or at least close to it. Close to it today, 16 degrees normal for this time of year. A warm up for the weekend, an abrupt end next week. We've got some heavier clouds and some cooler temperatures settling in. Thank you very much to 9-year-old Alyssa. We sure got talking about your art today. How beautiful is this? And we'd love to see more of what you're working on. So keep the pictures coming now through our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. And when you send them through our website, you're entered to win that $100 gift card from Crockadoodle on Kenniston.
The weather art of the day is brought to you by Crockadoodle. Spend quality time with loved ones and paint memories together.
Facing criminal charges, Winnipeg City Councillor Russ Wyatt has been kicked off several committees and boards. City Council voted unanimously on the ousting at Thursday's meeting. Wyatt decided not to take part in the vote, saying this is a matter before the courts.
I believe in the rule of law. I believe this is a partisan political attack, and this council chamber is better than that.
In March, Wyatt was arrested and charged with drugging and sexually assaulting a man. Wyatt says he is innocent. He is still the mayor, and others urged him to step away from his council duties while he dealt with the charges. He ignored those calls, so the mayor brought a motion to remove him from initially 5, now 7 committees and boards.
In most businesses, companies, even in the city of Winnipeg with the public service, if a member of an employee is facing similar criminal charges, they're put on administrative leave.
Council has no authority to remove Wyatt from council and the community committee he sits on, so he is still free to attend those meetings. The allegations against Wyatt have not been proven in court. Wyatt tells CTV News he does not plan to appeal the decision, saying council has actually done him a favor by freeing up more of his time to attend to matters within his ward. Gas prices took another jump this morning.
Definitely the receipt at the end has a higher number on it. My daily cost of fuel has been increased by $10 to $15 per day.
In parts of Ontario, the price per litre went up 8 cents to around $1.90. Gas price analysts say $2 a litre is likely coming in the province. For other drivers in the country, it's already there. In the Vancouver area, prices were around $2.18 a litre yesterday. Another 5-cent bump is expected today. According to CAA, the average price in Canada this morning is $1.80 a litre. As the energy crisis continues south of the border, President Donald Trump has authorized a new pipeline that would move Canadian oil to the United States and could increase Canada's exports to the south by more than 12%.
Slightly different than the last administration. They wouldn't sign a pipeline deal, and we have pipelines going up.
The proposed pipeline is expected to transport Canadian crude from the border to Wyoming and could cost about $2 billion American, according to the company. The pipeline was proposed by the Bridger Company and a Canadian partner. This is being seen as a revival of the controversial Keystone XL project that was canceled by former U.S. President Joe Biden in 2021 after protests from Indigenous groups. Could this really be what the future has in store? Japanese baggage handlers at Tokyo's main international airport will soon be joined by these robot helpers. Japan Airlines says it's preparing to begin a 2-year trial with these humanoid robots that will help with baggage and cleaning aircraft cabins. It comes as the country's airline industry says it's facing an aging and shrinking workforce. Here's a look at what's happening in traffic now along the Norwood Bridge. It looks like things are pretty light at this point in the Friday morning drive. No issues to tell you about at this point. If you see anything, send us a text, please.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail. We're talking about baby animals at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. Good morning, Ainsley.
Have you ever seen a baby otter? And I don't think you've seen one this small. Amy's joining me once again, but we can't waste any more time. Pan to the cute little otter.
Yeah, so this is one of our newest patients, and it's the youngest otter we've ever gotten at Wildlife Haven. This little otter was found orphaned at Oakhammock Marsh. We're not exactly sure at all what happened to her mom, but she was just found all on her own. And as you can see, she's way too young to be out in the wild on her own. She requires pretty much 24-hour care. So we're really thankful and lucky that someone found her and brought her into our care.
She's so darn cute. When it comes to taking care of animals like these, what goes into that?
So tons goes into it. So hundreds of hours of cares go into it, tons of resources like staffing. So this little otter here is actually being fed about 6 or even 7 times a day. Each feeding takes about, depending on how hungry she is, 15 to 20 minutes. And this goes on from 6:30 in the morning all the way up until 12 or 1 a.m. at night. So it takes a lot of resources to be able to care for such a young animal like this.
And then eventually the idea is to be able to release an otter like this back into the wild. how long before something like that could potentially happen?
So with otters, they're long-term patients. So they spend quite a long time with their moms in the wild. They could spend up to a year to even sometimes 18 months with their mom. So we're going to have this otter for at least a year with us. So that's a huge ton of resources that is going towards one patient.
We're going to have to give this guy an Oreo cookie. Before we're out of time, super random question, but is there anything neat or interesting about otters that you think people would find fascinating?
Oh, I mean, there's so much interesting about otters. They're such a social animal. They're so playful. So with such a young one, and because it's on its own, it's requiring a lot of interaction with our staff. When we had our 2 otter twins, they were constantly playing together, nipping at each other, just being otters together. So they're really fun.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys at 8:38.
So sweet. Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Gas prices in Canada shot up again as the conflict in Iran shows no signs of a resolution. And the expectation is a lot more of this before the situation improves. CTV's Adrian Gabriel reports.
Fuming while fueling up.
I'm fed up. I can't take it anymore.
From fed up to frustration to, the next step is despair.
The pain at the pump has hit a new peak due to these average prices across the country today, with Vancouver topping out as the most expensive city at nearly $2.17 a litre. Depending on where you live, a cross-country spike between 8 to 12 cents is predicted to be on tap for tomorrow.
Prices are going up everywhere.
While the price humanity has paid for the war in Iran can't be qualified in dollars and cents, the subsequent closure of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran is costing the global economy billions, with 20% of the world's oil supply unable to pass through these troubled waters.
There are getting to be shortages in parts of the world. We've heard about airlines cutting their schedules because they're not sure there'll be enough jet fuel for all the planes to fly.
Economists say the closure of the strait has already been priced into the oil market. Fears of a prolonged conflict in Iran is now driving prices towards record levels.
The more that prices continue to rise is more belief in the markets that this isn't going to resolve itself anytime soon.
Even if a peace deal were to be reached today, those keeping a close eye on the oil market believe it would take months before any reprieve arrives.
The gap that has been created is over 1 billion barrels of oil a day is missing. It's going to take a long time to recover that. Vessels don't travel at light speed.
For Canadians, the impact could reach far beyond the price at the pumps. If the conflict isn't resolved by this summer, there's legitimate concerns that inflation could once again tick upwards, along with interest rates.
If you know anywhere that I can get a horse and a buggy, let me know, because that's the next step.
Some petroleum analysts believe without a timely resolution in the Strait of Hormuz, we could see gas prices across Canada climb another 50 cents per litre in the months ahead. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Oh my gosh, it's going to get all of us out walking instead of driving. But what a day to get outside and go for a bit of a stroll. Here's a look right now through your CTV Live Eye, brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. On a day like today, who wouldn't want to get outside and go for a bit of a stroll? Ditch the vehicle, 2 feet in a heartbeat, baby. That's how we're getting where we need to be. 2 degrees. This is what I've been waiting for. Remember earlier this morning, I was like, we're going to make big jumps. A 5-degree gain in that last hour alone from -3 to +2. And we're now seeing those plus digits all through southern Manitoba. Well, almost. Gimley's right at the freezing mark, and still just below we've got Fisher Branch coming in at -3, -1 up in the Island Lake area. So a little bit cooler up into the northeast, but along this western border, you're either at the freezing mark or above, and those gains are going to be continuing throughout the day today with increasing amounts of sunshine where the heavier clouds are for now. We've already got a clear sky, so a beautiful start to the day here in the southeast. And it's going to continue to be pretty darn gorgeous with 4 degrees expected as kids get into the classroom. 9 through the lunch hour, 13 by the time they're coming home. Remind them to bring home their jacket. And this is really important because it's Friday. So if they leave their jacket in school, it's there all weekend. Although they might not need it this weekend. If there was a weekend to ditch the layers, this is the weekend. Pushing up well above seasonal. No, that is not well above seasonal. 16 degrees is normal. We'll push a little bit above seasonal, but we will take it. We'll enjoy it. It's going to come with sunshine and light winds. They're going to need that jacket next week, because take a look at those temperatures. Heavier clouds and a big cool down into the start of the week. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Chevron exceeding profit expectations as higher oil and natural gas prices, along with supplies from the acquisition of Hescor, outweighed production outages from the war in Iran. Adjusted first quarter net income of $1.41 a share was 51 cents higher than the average estimate from analysts in Bloomberg. Oil prices, though, were edging higher on Friday as the stalemate between the U.S. and Iran dragged on. Traders could do with some calm after a month of wild swings for crude. And another of the Mag 7 stocks reporting after the bell yesterday, Apple delivering a surprisingly strong revenue forecast for the third quarter, even as it warned that memory chip costs will increase and that shortages of Mac computers will persist for several months. Sales, though, are expected to rise 14 to 17% in the period, which runs through June. And those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
A bucket of chicken can go a long way to help kids in our city right now. The Rotary Club of Winnipeg West and Chicken Delight have partnered up to support children in various projects around Winnipeg. The fundraiser is called Chicken Fest, and this is its 75th anniversary. Joining us now to tell us more is the Rotary Club of Winnipeg West and co-chair of Chicken Fest 2026, Bruce McKenzie. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Rochelle. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, this 75 years, that's a lot of history.
It is a lot of history, and I got to admit the first few years are a bit murky in the history, but we started in 1951. And the first few years, the Rotarians, it was a smaller event, and then it eventually grew into something quite large. And we're all throughout the city. We deliver chicken dinners to businesses, schools, offices, warehouses, and individuals all around the city.
And then let's take us back to when you were a boy. Like, you even remember as a boy going and taking part in Chicken Fest. Tell us about that experience.
My dad was a Rotarian of the Rotary Club of Winnipeg West. And I remember as a kid, we would go to the Paddock restaurant on Portage Avenue for Chicken Fest. And since that time, it has grown into a delivery program as well. So it used to be just a hotel event. When I became involved in 1996, we were doing the hotel event at the Viscount Gord. Okay. We eventually moved over to Canada Inns Polo Park. And then in about, it was 2020 when COVID hit, that kind of put the end to that. So we ended up going back to just strictly delivery.
Okay, so take us through the program. How does it work exactly? If you want chicken, you're hanging out with your family, what do you do and what happens with a portion of that money?
Okay, so the best way to find us is chickenfest.ca. And you can order your meals that way. We will deliver for free any order of 6 or more. Okay. And we'll deliver to a business, we'll deliver to a home. If you want just onesie twosies, so this works even for somebody that just wants a meal that, gets the munchies and needs to have a meal during the day. They can order a meal online, and they can pick it up at one of 9 convenient Chicken Delight locations.
And so how does the partnership with Chicken Delight work, and how does the money get shared?
So every year we decide on a signature project. Okay. So the Rotary Club of Winnipeg West supports youth, generally speaking, it's youth throughout Winnipeg. The Children's Rehabilitation Foundation has been a partner with us for about 16 years. Wow. So it's a long-time relationship, and we keep supporting them, and they're a great partner in the sense that they they do so much good in the city, as you know, for children with disabilities. So that's our signature project. We partner with Chicken Delight to provide the product for us. And I want to make it clear that Chicken Fest is not about the chicken, it's about the kids. Right. Right. And so we support the Children's Rehab Foundation. We also have the Cadet Squadron, 191 Squadron out in St. James, and when you see, it's amazing when you see the development of the kids that go through the squadron program or the cadet program. It's all about leadership and building confidence, and becoming, quite honestly, the next group of leaders in our society.
So you've seen firsthand how Chicken Fest can really shape the next generation and do some good in our community.
For sure.
Okay, so if someone's watching right now, they want chicken tonight, what do?
They call or they go on to chickenfest.ca and place your order. There's a nice little order button there. You push that, takes you to the order form. You order your time, your date, your time, your meal, and you pay, and it'll show up magically.
And over 75 years, you've raised over $2 million. That's how much money this Chicken Fest is supporting. So if you want more information, we also have a link on our website. Thank you for this.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having us.
Oh, maybe just take it outdoors then and have a little picnic on the patio, because with this kind of weather, Mother Nature giving us the goods and perfectly timed out for the weekend. You're going to want to be spending most of your time outdoors if you can, knowing that it will not last into next week. So we've only got a few short days to enjoy this. Although I'll get there, because next weekend we should be seeing things warming up again. So at least she's got her timing right, even if there's some cool days for next week. -2. Oh, that's actually changed. Maybe I didn't give the update. Anyway, we're actually at 3 degrees. I'm distracted. It's Friday. Forgive me, please. The sun is shining. I just want to be spending my time out here, and I keep forgetting trivial things like updating the weather. I've got it updated in my head. That 3 degrees comes with a very light breeze. It's out of the north, I think, now 5 clicks. It doesn't really matter what direction it's from because it is so light right now. Anyway, blue sky, sunshine, that's how we're kicking off the day, and it's going to remain mild all weekend long. Headed up into the mid-teens for today. Even northern Manitoba should get to almost what is seasonal, some double digits for some across the north. That sun will keep shining for us into the weekend, and we've got even warmer temperatures to come for Saturday, Sunday. I mentioned a cool down for next week, so just know Monday everything's going to change. Look at this adorable little beaver having a little drink out at Split Lake. That's not Split Lake that is drinking out of, by the way. Anyway, thanks to Elvis for the photo, and keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Same-day oil and tire changes.
Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Manitoba Blue Cross. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand in your pocket. Today's code word is rent. Head to the contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter rent with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. Brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, your local trusted health benefits provider. Tune in Monday for another code word. Good luck. Stew is typically a mixture of meat, veggies, and potatoes in a delicious gravy sauce. Often, whatever's left over in your fridge can be thrown into a pot and turned into this delicious medley of flavor. A new play at the Royal MTC is blending music, dance, and art into a mix of traditional Métis culture and stories. The play is called Rub-a-Boo, a Métis cabaret. It comes from the Michif word for leftover stew. And joining us now is the creator and performer of Rub-a-Boo, Andrea Menard. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Michelle.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
Now, you have a very recognizable face because you're on Sullivan's Crossing. You play Edna. Tell us a little bit about how you went from television to the stage.
Well, I've always managed to juggle theater, film, and music. I've never picked one. I've always danced amongst all of them. So, you know, it sort of surprised me coming out of COVID that I thought, well, maybe I'm done with this career. It seems to be very, very quiet for years, and then bam, they all happened at once. Yeah.
Okay, so take us back to during COVID. You got a phone call, and what inspired this project?
So my friend and former artistic director of the Grand Theatre, Dennis Garnham, called out of the blue and said, we renovated during COVID, and we'd like to put something in our little intimate stage. Not theater, not music. What would you got? What have you got? Anything? And I went, sure. And we created something, and I always say that when there's a deadline, okay, we have a spot. The grandmothers come through me. I tend to say I have a good relationship with the grandmothers who do all the writing for me. So we had a deadline, and the grandmothers poured through me like water, and Rub-a-Boo was created. And when I handed it to him, because it was going to be this thing with my co-creator Robert Walsh and I, but it became bigger, and he went, Andrea, why didn't you tell me it was going to be this? We would have put more money towards it. And then 2 weeks later, we were canceled. And the next year, we were put on the main stage. So this intimate little show was all of a sudden now having to still be intimate on the big stages. So
wow, congratulations. That's incredible. Now it's here in Winnipeg. The word Rub-a-Boo means leftovers, right?
Stew.
It's another word for stew. So
super stew.
Describe what Rub-a-Boo meant to you growing up.
Well, to me, the word Rub-a-Boo is like a staple. It's the nourishing food on the stove that always had you could add more and people could come and eat. So to me, soup is a community event. It's a kinship creating tool, and it's food. We're sharing community and food together. So when I was given the name first, Rubaboo, and when the grandmothers gave me what the Rubaboo was, it's made of earth, wind, water, and fire. And all of a sudden, the whole show opened up, and I went, oh, I get it, like a metaphorical Rubaboo on stage. Okay, I got it.
So there's a lot of ingredients in this show.
There are.
We're almost out of time already. Describe quickly what audiences can expect.
Well, it's a musical feast for sure. Sometimes we're just a band on stage. Sometimes we're in the spirit world. Sometimes we are creating a metaphorical Rubaboo. But you're going to hear stories. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to sing. You know, there's something for everybody.
Well, Rubaboo runs until May 23rd at the Royal MTC on the John Hirsch main stage. If you want more information, we have a link on our website. Thank you so much for this.
Thanks for having me.
Here's a look outside now on Notre Dame Avenue. Things are moving well this Friday morning. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Beautiful start to your Friday morning, 2 degrees. We've got a bit of a breeze. It's out of the north, 3 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 75%. How gorgeous does it look outside? Beautiful and bright. Grab the sunglasses. You might want that extra layer on this morning, although already on the rooftop. I mean, we came in to work this morning early-ish. Rochelle was here before I was. -4 is where we were first thing this morning. You wanted that extra coat on. Now I'm already thinking I don't need it for my walk home. I'm going to be carrying it. It's just going to be a dead weight. Do tell your kids to remember to bring home their coat. If they head to school wearing it, they won't want to wear it on their way home again. But they will need to bring it home, and I'll tell you why. You're going to need it for next week. Here's a look right now across the province. Beautiful and clear. There was a bit of activity in the southwest. That's already moving out of the way. We are seeing increasing amounts of sunshine where it was cloudy, and here in Winnipeg, there haven't been any clouds so far this morning, but we might notice a couple overall throughout the day. 14 degrees is where we're headed. That's not quite seasonal, though. I mean, it's warmer than anything we've experienced this week, so we will call that a win. And it's going to come with very light winds out of the south at about 10 clicks. But 16 is in fact normal for this time of year for a daytime high, and 3 degrees for a normal low. Well, this coming night we'll actually reach those seasonal temperatures with just a few clouds overnight, moderate winds expected. Again, those moderate winds for tomorrow and a little bit warmer too. 17 degrees, 18 for Sunday. So a nice warm up through the weekend. But here's why the kids need to bring their coats home from school next week. Below the freezing mark with those morning temperatures. Barely above the freezing mark for the daytime highs. Heavier clouds. It's going to be cloudy, cool, and it won't be until the end of the week before we're seeing those temperatures getting close to what is normal once again.
The Winnipeg Police Service is rolling out a new rapid response unit, and it's aimed at relieving pressure on frontline officers while improving response times throughout the city. The unit will be in charge of policing special events such as parades, protests, rallies, and other large public gatherings. And during periods of high demand, they will be able to help with calls for service. More generally, we're told they will focus on suppressing crime and will be conducting proactive enforcement, supporting general patrol, and addressing neighborhood safety concerns. Winnipeg Police Chief Gene Bowers says creating the new team will help some units from being overextended.
When we had major events, protests, other types of large gatherings, we had a pull from different resources within the service. And a lot of that work that was being done, and a lot of times it was our community support members or our guns and gangs members, and it took away from the concentration of what they were to do. So it really wasn't an efficient use of resources. So with some realignment within the service, we're able to set up this unit with an actual mandate for those types of events, and then also for calls for service.
Municipal Election Day is not until October 28th, but today marks the start of the Winnipeg mayoralty race with an important milestone. According to a news release from the city, as of today, anyone wishing to register as a mayoralty candidate must do so in person with a senior election official. They are encouraged to make an appointment in advance. The deadline for registration is Tuesday, September 22nd at 4:30 p.m. More information on the registration process and its rules and requirements is on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Police are trying to educate drivers on what modifications are allowed on their vehicles. CTV's Laura Brown looks at the rules of the road.
It can't make contact with the body.
This is livery and onions, Andy McNeil's race car. He tows it to raceways. It's a little low to take on New Brunswick roads. The auto repair shop owner says customers do ask for these types of modifications.
If it's done properly, there's really no reason why they shouldn't be done.
This week, the New Brunswick RCMP is educating vehicle owners on what passes the road test and what doesn't, like tinting windows to the point an officer can't see if a driver has a weapon, or lowering or lifting so much it changes how a vehicle handles.
If you're bringing your center of gravity up, you may be making the vehicle more apt to tip.
In this province, if you're pulled over and an officer suspects a modification is unsafe, they can ask for an updated vehicle inspection or even an engineering certification. You can also be fined $172.50 for overly tinted windows. McNeil knows the vehicle inspection guide like a well-oiled machine. He can tell people what gets the go-ahead down to the dimensions of your fender.
There are some people who are interested in modifying the vehicle and don't know very much about it, and that's why I've approached the garage to do it. And then the other side of things, there's people who do know a lot about it, and that's why they've also approached the garage to do it, so it's done properly.
But there are some aftermarket accessories and parts that may not pass the test, including for your insurance.
You need to let your insurance company know in advance of getting those modifications done and paid for, because you want to know if your insurance is going to be impacted in any way.
Some have ridiculed the RCMP for shining a headlight on the topic, but this officer says part of their job is traffic safety.
Vehicles need to be safe if they're on New Brunswick roads.
Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Here's what's happening now on the St. James Bridge. Look at that. Smooth sailing throughout the entire morning today. If you have any issues out there, please send us a text. Here's a look at your gas prices in Winnipeg. The average is $1.87. It's an increase from yesterday again. And the lowest price in the city is $1.79, found at Esso on Beaver Hill Boulevard. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
It's time now for your answers to our question of the day. Today we asked, what was your favorite sport in school? Daryl shared, my favorite sport in school was basketball, but now I like all sports. Volleyball for Susan. She says we played this at Andrew Minarski. Wes liked floor hockey. Craig says my friends and I played a lot of ping pong and ball hockey, and I mean a lot. Dave loved floor hockey. Eve shared floor hockey, and floor hockey. Bill's favorite sport was bantam football. St. Boniface Warriors went to city finals. Marlene's favorite sport in school was volleyball. Elaine says football. My boyfriend was a quarterback. I was a cheerleader. Yay, Sisler High. Phoebe and Felicity love floor hockey, and Felicity also likes soccer. Kelly enjoyed gymnastics the most, looked forward to track day at school. Jill's favorite sport was and still is track and field. There's an event for everyone, and that's one of the reasons she loves it. And Marlene was good at gymnastics on the vault, which is the horse, and handstands. Thanks so much for your responses.
Question of the day, brought to you by Provivo, Manitoba's #1 cool sculpting clinic, science-backed body contouring.
Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Wildlife Haven Rehabilitation Center. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. There's a big baby shower coming up tomorrow and lots going on. So, Amy, first of all, hey, how's it going? It looks like it's laughing, doesn't it? Okay, I would love for you to get close. Let's talk about what you have. Let's not avoid this first.
So this is Una. He's our great horn, or one of our great horn owl ambassadors. You can see he's missing his right eye, and he was actually born missing that eye. So he was found as a little baby, and he was not being taken care of by his parents, likely because of his missing eye. And because he only has the one eye, he wouldn't survive well in the wild. So Una will actually be here tomorrow at our baby shower. We're going to have a photo booth set up with a few of our ambassadors, some of our owls, even some of our reptiles will be out. So you'll have the chance to snap a photo with these guys.
And other things going on as well, maybe a sweet treat.
Yeah, so we're gonna have tons of activities going on at the baby shower. We're gonna have donuts available there, so you can come purchase those, and part of the proceeds goes directly back towards the animals. We're gonna have some kids activities, a scavenger hunt, the photo booth, and then we're gonna have all of the baby shower items as well.
Lots to bring, about 100 different items, some of which are already here, but people are gonna be filtering in. What are some of the items?
Yeah, so we have tons of items available. We have things like cat trees. We have raptor handling gloves like the one I have with Una here. We have artificial plants to outfit their enclosure. We have some pools for the ambassadors. We have incubators, syringes, all sorts of different items that all goes towards the animals.
You've seen about 800 even in the last 2 weeks. How many more do you expect to see?
Yeah, we're going to expect to see hundreds of more in the next week to the next couple of months. We're just now entering into our busiest season, baby season, so spring and summer. So we're going to see hundreds and hundreds of animals coming in that all require different types of care.
If someone's not available tomorrow for a couple of weeks, the site will have opportunities for people to give. How does that all work?
Yeah, so if you just head to our website, wildlifehaven.ca, it'll give you a link directly to our baby registry. And if you can't make it tomorrow, don't worry, we're still going to have it live for a couple weeks. So you can always come drop off an item, come drop off a donation, or even just send it right to our location.
Thank you so much. We'll have a link on our website too. On that website, a clip of a baby otter, just 8 weeks old.
So sweet. Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's a cooler start to the day, but it's going to warm up.
It's already started to warm up, Rochelle, from the -4 where it was earlier this morning. That was our lowest temperature. We're now sitting at 2 degrees, and 5 of those degrees were gained just in the last hour. We're going to make some really nice leaps throughout the day today as it continues to warm up, and the conditions are looking spectacular. Sunshine, I can still not even spot a single cloud out here at this time. Not from my view anyway. It's looking good. We might see a few more clouds building up throughout the day, but overall a beautiful beginning with a north wind 3 clicks. So barely a breeze to factor in as well. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 65%. And these mainly sunny conditions are going to last throughout the day with a nice bit of a warm up and light winds. I know the couple of warm days that we had throughout April came with those intense winds, and that's a bit of a buzzkill when you're looking forward to maybe getting outside and enjoying what Mother Nature is dishing up. Well, this weekend, light to moderate winds with those really nice temperatures as well. But it's probably only going to last for the weekend, at least in this next little stretch. The weekend itself will be pleasant, seasonal or close to it, with some sunshine and those light winds. But next week, everything changes. As early as Monday, those temperatures are back down just a few degrees above the freezing mark, some heavier clouds, and that will last for a few days. However, it does look like it's going to be timed out that next weekend again will be warming up too. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
A country music festival is coming to the city, and we have a contest for you.
Put some miles on it. Back up the Chevy with the engine running.
Country Thunder 2026 will be here in Winnipeg on Friday, July the 3rd. Kane Brown will help kickstart the summer at Princess Auto Stadium. And Your Morning Winnipeg has 4 VIP tickets to give away this week. The global superstar will be joined on stage by Bailey Zimmerman, Co Wetzel, and Robin Ottolini. To enter, head to the contests page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword stadium. Good luck. Runny nose, itchy eyes, and a lot of sneezing. Get ready, Winnipeg. Allergy season is here. An Ottawa-based research lab is warning that hay fever could hit Winnipeg hard and fast in the coming weeks. Joining us now is allergy and immunology physician at HSC, Dr. Lundy McKibben. Good morning, doctor.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Now, I'm feeling it. Many people are probably feeling it right now. Allergy season is here.
Absolutely. So about 1 in 4 Canadians have allergic rhinitis or conjunctivitis with exactly what you said: sneezing, runny nose, itchy, watery eyes. And it has a huge impact on our quality of life. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we lose a lot of time and money to this, as well as time in the workforce. So there's a lot of things you can do to help with those symptoms, and sometimes they can even be more serious with coughing and wheezing and shortness of breath and asthma symptoms. So right now there's a lot of pollens out. In the spring there's tree pollen, and that starts around March and April locally, and grass pollen is just starting right now in May. For those who live on farms, that grass pollen allergy can extend not just May through July, but all the way into the fall. and outdoor molds are present currently as well. So there's a lot of allergens outside to cause allergies for those who are suffering.
Why do people react to allergens?
Well, it's interesting. The tree pollen and grass pollen are just plants mating with each other, but our bodies end up taking those signals, those proteins in the air that we can't see, and recognizing them as invaders. And our immune system is overacting, reacting to those allergens, causing us to have these symptoms, which can be, for some, very serious.
And some people get it, others don't. So it all depends on, is it a family history? Is that what typically happens?
Very commonly, people with allergies will have a family history or family members who are suffering from allergies as well. But allergies are on the rise, and we know that that pollution is increasing the pollen size and severity and extending our allergy seasons. And we know that as time marches on, people are developing more and more allergies these days for many, many reasons.
Okay, so Aerobiology Research Laboratories in Ottawa has collected air samples from across the country and found that since Winnipeg has had a long, cold spring, it has delayed pollination in some trees, and some trees are starting to pollinate now. What does that mean for people out there who are maybe needing to be prepared for what's to come?
Yeah, absolutely. The main reason I came on today is I just wanted to share a few suggestions for people who are suffering, who might not be able to see an allergist right away. There's a few things you want to avoid if you're suffering, and a few things you want to seek out. So some things to avoid would be decongestants. So decongestants like Otrivin and Dristan in the nose, and some have very tricky labels as well, like Claritin nasal spray, which has nothing to do with the antihistamine by mouth, can be really dangerous because they cause rebound problems of congestion and make your symptoms worse in the long term, even though they always feel good when you use them. And same with eye drops that sometimes are labeled as allergy eye drops. They might help for a few days, but really long term they can cause problems. And these are medications that are available over the counter and have very tricky labeling from the companies. And another thing I'd warn about is use of Benadryl or other older, what we call first-generation antihistamines, because these older antihistamines like Benadryl cause sedation. They're less effective than the newer 24-hour allergy pills. They can affect and impair your ability to drive, worse than alcohol, and they can lead to dementia or Alzheimer's with long-term use. And they're not a good sleeping aid either, which people often think, because you lose your REM stage or restorative part of sleep. So using the newer 24-hour antihistamines is much safer, like Reactin, Arius, Allegra, Claritin, and using intranasal steroid sprays like Flonase over the counter is available. Or much better would be seeing your doctor for a prescription, because they can give ones that are more effective and safe long term. And using them consistently, the nasal steroid sprays can really help a lot as well. And there's even some new ones out that have antihistamines and nasal steroid spray together that can be a much better option.
Okay, so
if you're still suffering though. Yeah, so go ahead, yeah, please.
Yeah, so do you start taking that medication before you have symptoms, just because you know it's coming?
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. So if you know that your symptoms are coming on, it's always more effective if you start those safe ones, the nasal steroid sprays or the antihistamines, on a consistent basis right beforehand, and if you start that a week or two before and you are really consistent, you can prevent the suffering altogether, and it's more effective. So you're totally right. Yeah, earlier is better for those medications. And what's even great too is the antihistamine, you never get used to it. So a lot of people worry that they might get used to it and it stops being effective, or you need to change it. But as long as you're using a new 24-hour antihistamine and you're tolerating it well, you can use one and often even 2 times the normal dose if your kidney and liver are okay. Yeah. And it's safe to use that consistently.
What do you think about saline nasal spray, just salt water?
Yeah, no, brilliant. Yeah, this is a very safe option. Just really making sure that you're using distilled water, not bottled or tap water, because of risk of infection with those. But using sterile water, or even boiling the water beforehand and then mixing it together with the salt mix is a great option too. And if you're using a nasal steroid spray with that, just using it beforehand so you don't wash away that medication you're paying for.
All right, great advice. We're ready for the season. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
You too.
2 degrees outside right now with north winds 3 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 65%. It is looking good out there this morning. Blue sky, sunshine, and all perfectly timed out for the weekend, and some really nice temperatures that we're going to be enjoying as well. Right now, you can see on the satellite image just how clear it is, especially along the eastern border. In northern Manitoba, a few extra clouds that could bring some precipitation later today. These extra clouds in the southwest, they're going to be clearing out. So things will be improving for some and maybe less so for others. Northwestern Manitoba could see that precipitation this afternoon and then continuing throughout the weekend. But here in the south, the weekend, it's going to look beautiful. 14 degrees today, slightly shy of seasonal. 16, that's normal for this time of year, but we'll surpass those numbers, and the winds will be light along with all of the sunshine. Heavier clouds begin to build up though by Sunday afternoon, by Sunday night, possibly some overnight showers. And then there's that great big cool down that we're looking for into the start of next week. Not that we're looking for it, but it's coming for us. We're going to be back after this.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Well, before we say goodbye, we want to show you this new Banksy. A new statue with the British street artist's signature on it has appeared in Waterloo Place in London. The statue depicts a man with his face covered, holding a flag as he appears to be walking off the statue's base. Of course, it's attracting a ton of onlookers. Very cool. And here's a sure sign spring is in the air. A couple of young black bears at the Oregon Zoo are welcoming the season by making a splash. Oh yeah, I love this. Timber and Thorn were spotted splashing and sparring in a 300-gallon tub. It's the first swim of the season for the pair, who wasted no time diving right in. The bears were rescued by wildlife officials in Alaska in 2023. The orphan cubs were deemed too young to survive on their own, but as you can see, they're doing just fine now, especially after freshening up.
Bears look so funny when they stand up. They always look like a man in a bear suit as soon as they stand.
And then there's a lot to celebrate at this zoo in Florida. Not only are they opening a new koala habitat, there's also a newborn koala. Ellen here is doing a great job as being a mom. The joey's just starting to emerge from its mother's pouch after being born last fall. This group of koalas is on loan from Australia to the U.S. for conservation purposes. The new habitat is meant to mimic the Australian outback and help support the natural behaviors of koalas. Very sweet.
Cute.
That does it for us.
Good night,
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the temperatures.